Kia. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. I have to check if everything is working. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see real quick. Open up Twitch. Are we on? Are we live? There we go. All right. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy DJ TLM, the last Mohican. You're tuned in to the Share the Knowledge live stream. I had to do a quick audio check just to make sure that the audio is coming in. And that sounded pretty good over here. So I might do a little bit of adjustment later on, but we'll get to that. So Share the Knowledge live stream. This is my educational DJ live stream. It's all about talking shop, talking DJ, talking producer stuff. In this case, I want to go online and look at a couple of Black Friday deals, see what's going on there, as Black Friday is tomorrow. Now, coming from the Netherlands, Black Friday was never a thing over here. We always heard about it. Nowadays, you can tell that even here, retail is trying to join in, take advantage of that, even though our Black Friday deals are never as good as the Black Friday deals in the US. But since the whole world is coming together through the internet, we are now being able to take advantage of some of the same deals. So I want to take a look at some deals because I know there's deals out there. All right, we're in the first minutes of the Share the Knowledge live stream. I want to make sure everything is up and running correctly. So if you tune in on Monday and you saw my Crates Mix show, then you saw that I was highlighting a t-shirt a couple of times. That was a gift from my oldest son. This is not, but this is another gift that I have to showcase for a second, because I was getting the evil eye from wifey because she got me this shirt like longer ago and I never showcased it. So there you go. if she's already tuned in, which is probably not the case. I don't know at this time. We'll see. Oh, yeah, there she is. Okay. There you have it. So let me just take a quick look to see if everything and everyone is already with us, because the Share the Knowledge live stream is live on Twitch, Mixcloud, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, LinkedIn, not yet. Oh, yeah, I have to check one more. I was trying to do a test with something called Amazon Live, which is a new thing. I tried it last week. That time it didn't work. And let me see. That was a different app. Yeah, it's Amazon Live Creator. Let's see. Because I sent the signal to Amazon, to that app. So let's see. Am I live? Is this live? Doesn't look to be. So no, I might have to take a second look at that to see how that actually works, because this does not look like it's on now. What happens if I just hit? No, you know what? I'll do that a different time. It is what it is. It's not that interesting anyway. That's like a live streaming app for people who are an Amazon affiliate, which is something that I am. And if you're an Amazon affiliate, or if you have an Amazon affiliate account, it basically means that you can add links to products on Amazon. And when you use one of those links to go to Amazon, you still pay the same price for the product, but I get a commission. So whenever you see that I post a link to a product on my YouTube page, I'll add that it's an affiliate link. But in that case, you're not paying a cent more, but you are supporting me by using those links. But anyways, if you are an Amazon affiliate, you can now also do something called Amazon Live. It's their live streaming platform, but I think it's for affiliates to do special product type videos. I don't know. I just wanted to experiment with it. I always like to experiment to see what's going on and to see how certain apps work, just in case. Same thing happened with Twitch, for instance. I'm streaming on Twitch now, but I've had my Twitch account for several years, and I never used it, but I had it. Also, a tip for you DJs out there, producers out there, even if you're not using a platform yet, but if there's a new platform, it always pays to make sure that you just get an account there so that you have your name covered. Just in case you want to use it a couple of years later, you don't want to find out that somebody is somehow using your name when you want to use that name on that platform. So yeah, that's why I have that on a lot of platforms. JJ the DJ, what's going on? Maryland, what's going on? Milwaukee's what's going on? Dr. Jeremy in the building as usual. What's going on? D-Boy 020, Amsterdam representing every time. Hyper 9, what's going on? DJ FTR, what's happening? We got Nixon in the building. Who else is in here? Let me take a quick peek at Mixcloud, because Mixcloud will not incorporate with the rest. It's too bad that that's the case, but that just seems to be it. See, that's the funny thing. Like when I go to Mixcloud right now, I can press go live and broadcast live when I should be live already right now. Normally when I do this, yeah, DJ Prenz, what's going on? I see you on Mixcloud. So I'm going to take a little bit more time to look at Mixcloud every now and then, because I do see people comment there. I just don't get to see those comments in my restream chat. So that's a shame. All right, so since we're just going to wait until people come in, this is my live show where I answer DJ related questions. We can talk about DJing. And I also want to take a look at some of the Black Friday deals that could be interesting for DJs and or producers. I have a couple of sites lined up that I want to take a look at. If you have any tips, so if there's anything you've run into already that could be dope, let me know in the chat so I can look it up as well. Because I know there's plenty of brands offering deals. And if you found something interesting, you can share that here. This is all about sharing the knowledge, sharing the links, sharing the good deals. Anthony Brooks, what's going on? DJ Chaos Jones, what's going on? And we got Kathy Russell in here. Good afternoon. For me, it's already evening. For you, it's afternoon. For some people, it might be morning or night. Reactor, what's going on? We got Insanity Kayo. What's going on, Mr. Anderson? Let's see who else is in here. Alfonso Hernandez is in here. Yes. So we got a lot of you in here already. Now, I did not post a specific Share the Knowledge post on Instagram like I do a lot of times. So you could leave questions there. But as usual, I have received questions in my inbox, in my DMs. So I can definitely take a good look at that as well. Suggest me a MIDI for beginners. So I assume that you're talking about MIDI controllers, a MIDI DJ controller. Let me know in the chat if that's what you're talking about, because you could be talking about a DJ controller, or are you talking about maybe a MIDI device for production? Because there is a difference, of course. MIDI is just a language that's being used by computers and devices to basically send information and trigger certain processes to happen. So a lot of DJ controllers don't have music in the controller. They just send signals to the computer, and then the DJ software knows what to do. Same thing happens when you have MIDI controllers for production. So for instance, I can pull this out, and this is not a piano. I mean, it's built like a keyboard. It has the keys, but there's nothing in here. This just sends MIDI information to the computer to let it know what it needs to do within the software. So let me know if you're talking about a DJ controller or another type of MIDI controller. I also know that on Black Friday, you have a lot of free offerings going on. So if there's anything like that, then I know Waves has one thing I'm going to take a look at. If you have other tips, let me know as well. So let me check right here. Karaoke Girl, are you platform hopping again? I thought I saw you here already as well. Let me see. I see you on Mixcloud. DJ Young C, what's going on? Vain Renegade, what's going on? All right, let's take a look at those questions first while I wait for the answer when it comes to the MIDI controller. And we got Anthony Brooks in here doing a shameless plug for a mix on SoundCloud called Risk It All Volume 1. I see your shameless plug and I approve. But that being said, do not turn the chat into like a total promotion platform where everyone's just posting links, even though you're not posting a link, and I salute you. But yeah, that's that. All right, let's see. Holiday season coming, which means drunk people and those dumb requests. Am I wrong for charging $100 per request? So first off, I think this season is going to be a little bit different because, of course, there's no normal situation since we're dealing with this pandemic. So I don't know how many parties DJs are actually going to be attending or going to be playing at. That is separate from your second part. And the second part is, should you charge $100 for requests? That is totally up to you. And that's something every DJ needs to decide for themselves. I have a very strict policy for myself, and that's strictly for myself. And I would never say other DJs would have to do the same thing. But for me, it's very simple. I'm not a jukebox, meaning you cannot insert money into me or into my hand, and then I will play what you want. That is not what I am when it comes to being a DJ. So again, that's just personally for me. And I totally understand that there's a lot of different circumstances. I mean, I know there's DJs that do the same thing that musicians would do in certain places when they play like in a lounge where there's actually a tip jar ready and people put money in the tip jar and request a song. I see people do it during their live streams where you can actually just pay with bits and then give your request and DJs will play it. Some DJs will actually do just like a request hour, which to me is a different circumstance. And maybe one day I would do something like that. For instance, online, do like a request line. And in that case, yes, it's all about this hour. I'm going to play exactly whatever people want to hear, but make sure you support me and send me bits. But if I'm playing a normal set, I've been booked to play my style, then I do not let people interfere with that by just asking me for random tracks and holding money up. And I've had that happen, that people wanted to hear a track. I was like, no, I'm not doing that right now. And the guy just pulled out like a 50-euro bill, like, look what I have here. And I gave him one serious look like, dude, do you actually think you can buy me? Because to me, it felt personal. It felt like someone thought they would have power over me simply because they were holding a bill. Like, look what I have here. When I give you money, you do what I want. So that did not happen. But again, that's me personally. You could have that as your policy. Like, hey, man, I do request, but you got to pay me $100 to play the song that you want to hear. If you're in the right place and you have enough of the right people who are either drunk enough or rich enough and they don't care, you might make a lot of money that night. So I'm not mad at it at all. Personally, to me, I just can't do it. All right, let's go back to see if I did not miss the answer I need for the MIDI question, because a lot of questions are now coming in. Let me just quickly remember the person's name so I can find that person again. MIDI, because currently I'm not seeing it anymore. Where is it? All right, I've lost it already. Damn, that's quick. Oh, here it is. Nixam. So Nixam, if you're seeing this, hearing this, please make sure you let me know what kind of MIDI controller you're looking for. All right, let me continue. So next up, I saw another question right here. I know I'm brand new to the stream and I've yet to make a baseline of you as a content creator. However, human to human, I'm proud of you and your accomplishments. Oh, okay, that's not a question. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. That to me is part of the fuel that makes me continue to do this. I just enjoy being able to help people out and getting that positive feedback back. So thank you. The law, I use an innovator for scratching, but is there a way to assign the crossfader to MIDI for really fast cuts? Ooh, I don't know how assigning a crossfader to MIDI would help with fast cuts. Wow, no, I have no answer for you there. I mean, the innovator is just a fader you can buy and insert into different kinds of mixers or controllers, but I guess it's up to the mixer or controller to how much actual control you have over adjusting the settings of that fader. But I don't know how assigning a fader to MIDI would make the cuts faster. You have to make sure that you have the fader set to the sharpest setting, so that it opens as fast as possible. That's not something you do with MIDI. But then again, it all depends on what kind of device your innovator is in. Some devices give you more options when it comes to fader control. DJ Moberry, a good day to you. All right. Yeah, Young C, like I said, I gave him that plug. I was like, go for it. What's going on? We got Ace29. How you doing? K Mahan, what's going on? DJ KC, Jersey in the building. We got DJ Rajb. Am I reading that right? Yeah, DJ Rajb on air. What's going on? Say something Indian. Well, bro, say something Indian hip hop DJs. I think I missed the point of the question. What are you asking me? Say something Indian hip hop. I mean, if you want me to say something about Indian hip hop, I can't. I know nothing about it. If you want me to say something Indian, I can't do that because I don't speak the language. So you have to come back and tell me more. All right, trust me, in Miami, they are fully open. Yeah, so that's the case. If they're fully open to do the request thing and send lots of money your way to do that, and you're up for it, go for it and secure that bag all day. Rostique. No, that's not the full name. Or is it? Rostique NL? I'm so terrible with this. I hate the colors on Twitch, by the way, with the different names. Some are easier to read than others, but hi. All right, Matt Wiley, can you live stream on Bandzoogle? Oh, I don't think so. Bandzoogle is basically a website building platform, and it's made specifically for artists and DJs. They were a longtime sponsor of the Share the Knowledge podcast, and I made a special podcast website with their service, which is super easy to do, by the way. They just have a lot of website templates, and they offer all sorts of extra services like building your own, doing the newsletter and building like a subscription service with that, a mailing list, building your mailing list. But as far as I can remember, they did not have something like a live streaming service. I couldn't imagine, because a website builder and actually like hosting a live stream are two totally different things. So I don't think they offer that, but I haven't been there in a second, so I can't say it with like full certainty. All right. I can agree with you on the one, but it is annoying when you are in your set and someone keeps coming to you. So I just tell them, if you're not female, I'm charging for annoying me. So wait. Let me get that straight. So if a guy comes up with a request, he has to pay $100, but if it's a female, then they just get the play? All right. Is that what you're saying? Because now you have to be business when you're going to do that. And those girls have to charge too. Come on now. No, but in all honesty, if the requests are bothering you, then you should make sure you communicate with security, because I've been in certain situations where you're just too approachable. So for instance, the DJ booth is like almost in the middle of a dance floor. That makes it pretty hard for you to do your own thing, because people will approach you the entire time, which is just annoying. And I will let security know, like, yo, you have to have someone here. People need to stay a little bit away, because when they get too close, like especially when I was playing with turntables without Serato, but also with Serato, like people would bump into the set or bump into the needles, and then they're really distracting you from doing what you came to do, doing your job. Let me take a quick peek here for a sec. Hold up. And let me look at the next question. What's going on here? That's the question for FDR. I've been seeing some DJs do Twitch crawls or stream crawls for Thanksgiving, since we can't rock out live. So you got DJs across different cities and states every hour. Cool idea, to a bar crawl. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Can you let me know what that means exactly? Is that like, is that the same thing as like DJs going, like one DJ starts and then you have a raid onto the next DJ, onto the next DJ, onto the next DJ? Or is this something different? That's the thing. I'm still learning on Twitch. So at first I had to learn what raids and hype trains were. I have not seen this yet. So let me know exactly how that works if you can. Oh, I need to adjust those stream element messages. Some of these are broken. It says enter a message before that message comes in. All right, that's me. But yeah, there are all sorts of solutions for people to just try new stuff during this streaming era. And I'm not mad at anyone for trying to turn it into more of a business thing. But I do think that will work best if you're already at a certain level. So for instance, if you're a new DJ and you're just starting out on the streaming platforms, and you would, for instance, do like a stream strictly for subscribers, but you have no subscribers, that's not really going to work. Or you're going to charge for a live stream when people don't know you for streaming yet. So for me, like for instance, now I'm still in the building stage, and I'm not even saying that I would turn this into a subscriber only thing. But for me, I don't think it would make any sense to now restrict myself to either one platform or go behind the paywall or anything like that. To me, it's all about making sure my content gets out there. That's why I'm streaming on Mixcloud, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, trying to get on LinkedIn, Twitch, you name it. And at a certain point, I might bring it back a little bit and just choose to use one or two platforms. But right now, it's all about getting that word out. And I don't feel I will be in a position now to start charging for a stream. I don't think it's big enough to even do that yet. Or you really have to reach out to your fan base and let them know, like, hey, I really want your support on this. I'm going to organize a special thing. If you want to support and be part of it, blah, blah, blah. And then it might work. Okay, I see an answer to the question that I needed. But where did it go? I just saw an answer to that, to the MIDI question I had. There it is. What should I choose for a beginner MIDI DJ controller? Thank you for clearing up. That's important for me to know. So there's tons of choices nowadays, which is very cool. Like you have a lot more options now when it comes to entry-level controllers. But I think the cooler thing is that the entry-level controllers have gotten a lot better compared to what we had before. Like when the first entry-level controllers were there, you basically got a total super basic beginner type device, which would allow you to play and mix music. Maybe you had EQ and one or two effects, but that was basically it. Now we're at a level where most of the entry-level controllers will offer you a lot more. So I know it's not the newest controller, but I'm still a big fan of something like the Pioneer DJ 400. I still think that's a very good one. There's also a 200 that's even smaller, even more entry-level. So your budget is very important, because that will dictate which direction you should be looking in. Now, if you're on a very low budget and you just want to get started, you do have super basic controllers out there that will allow you to DJ. So I forgot the name of the Numark one. I can look that up. But Numark has a very small, almost like a strip with two very small jog wheels. And Hercules DJ has something similar to it. The Hercules DJ one is called the Starlight. And I forgot the name of the Numark one. So I'm just going to look that up real quick while we're at it. And those are like super basic controllers, but they will lack a lot of the features that you see on some of the other entry-level controllers. So if you look at, if you're looking for a MIDI controller that will also give you the performance pads that you see on most controllers, that will allow you to trigger hot cues, samples, and all that, then you probably want something that's a little bit beyond that first one I was just talking about. Let me just grab it real quick, because if I find it, then I can actually just show it on screen. So the one by Numark is called the DJ Go 2. Let me just pull that up real quick so you understand what I'm talking about. Can I now take this to the other screen for a second? Let's see what if we can make this work. Here we go. Let's pull this in real quick. So there you go. That is very small. So super tiny jog wheels. You have just your cue, your sync. They have 4 small performance pads there that allow you to cue. I don't know what else they can do, but that is absolutely super small beginner level. And yeah, that's not that expensive. So that is a pretty cool. Hold on, I need my screen back. Give me that back. So those are super cheap. I'll look the price up for you real quick. What was the name again? Go. Damn it, I forgot the name already. The Go 2, right? How much is that? Let me see a price. No, not on Numark. So it's somewhere else. So that's $70, something like that. So that's definitely very cheap. That's super affordable. So that is something. But if you want more, then you're going to have to pay a little bit more. So a couple of things you need to think about: your budget. Have you thought about which software you would like to use? Because some are made for Serato, or some are made for Tractor, or for Hercules has their own software, the Dejuiced, or it might be for Virtual DJ or for Algorithm DJ. Some just work great with everything. Now, MIDI controllers basically can be used with all DJ software unless there's like a restriction that sometimes happens. But I would take a look at the DJ software as well. Like, okay, which software would fit me best? That's why it's always so hard to just tell people to go buy this or go buy that. But just to take it back to the initial question, an entry-level controller, I like the DJ 400, and there are controllers out there that are definitely similar to that, but your budget is important. And you can get something for, as you saw, like for $70 as well. So I hope that just points you in the right direction. It's not a total answer, but just to give you a little hint. DJ Cooler Soul, what's going on? have you made a video about this setup on YouTube? Are you talking about the setup that I have on the table right now? No. I'm actually planning to do a lot of those videos. I like to talk about all of my different equipment. I've already started with some. So my new audio interface that's over here, that's the Universal Audio Apollo Solo, special for Windows computers. My new Mackie Big Knob, the passive Big Knob, that's a monitor controller because I have two sets of monitors here. So this allows me to switch between the two sets of monitors. And of course, the thing I talk about during every stream, my ATA Mini Pro video switcher, which allows me to do the switches between all of these different things. Oh, I don't even have anything on 3 right now, but that allows me to go in between all of those different scenes that I have here. And what else is here? Yeah, this beast right here, the Rodecaster Pro, which is a podcasting production recording unit. It can do all of those things in one. I'm currently not recording on it. I'm basically just recording with OBS, the streaming software right now. But in an ideal world, I would just record the audio here as well, just to be safe. So right now I'm trusting my computer. But if anything goes wrong with the computer, Restream, the service I use to stream to all platforms, is also recording this stream. So I know that my stream will be somewhere if anything happens on one end. But yes, I will do full videos about everything, and I will do like a studio tour to actually talk about everything I have going on here. So that will happen. All right. Let's see. And you're not that question came from Mixcloud, so you're not seeing what we see on Twitch and other sites. I don't think if YouTube is showing the stream element posts, but Twitch is. I have a couple of links that are interesting, so you could check out kit.co. So that's kit.co, not comp, but co/DJ TLM. And that's a page where you can see all my different setups. So you can see my podcasting setup, my live stream setup, my YouTube studio, my production workflow. You can see my new studio PC, all of the parts that are in there. So kit.co/DJ TLM, that gives you an overview of everything, but I will do videos about that as well. DJ 6, what's going on? James, what's going on? And James has a question as well. Are you using Spotify Apple Playlist for promo? Oh, are using Spotify and Apple Playlist for promo still a thing? Should DJs still promote that way? I have no idea if that works. So, I mean, I've done it myself, but at a very low level. But DJs could always make Spotify and Apple playlists with the type of music that they play, because there is a chance that you might attract a certain audience that is into what's on your playlists. And maybe that will also get people to check you out as a DJ. But I have no idea if that is something that is really, if that really works. For me personally, it's more about having another outlet to share. So it allows me to let people know what type of things I'm into. And if by chance someone would run into that playlist and then discover me, that's cool as well. But I don't think that's like something that should be on a high priority when it comes to how do I promote myself as a DJ? Should I do that? But honestly, I don't know enough about it. I haven't seen any metrics about that. All right. Is taking requests a form of distraction? Yes, it is, to a degree. I've heard a lot of DJs say do not take requests. They're just a distraction. So here's the thing. I've been in situations where I was DJing and I could not, for the life of me, read that crowd. So I was reading the crowd and I was seeing and hearing their reactions. But what I mean is I could not get a clear vision of what that crowd was into because they would hardly react to anything. So nothing would make them more hyped than something else. When that happens as a DJ and you're playing freestyle and you're going off the crowd's energy, if the crowd is not giving you a clear signal, at a certain point, you're like, okay, I don't know. Now, what I would do in that case, if I see that they're not giving me a special reaction to any music, is I continue to play the way I play. As long as I see that they're not leaving the dance floor, I'm okay. And that is what it is. It would always be better if you could get a clear indication from the crowd, like, oh, okay, this is what you're into. Now I'm going to murk you. I'm going to hit you with a lot of that. But when that's not the case, sometimes you just have to go for yourself. Now, on certain occasions when that happened, I would at a certain point get people come up to the DJ booth and request songs. And sometimes they would request something that was so left field, so out of the box for me, that I was like, oh, really? Is that what you're into? So I would try it. And if I would see that the crowd would actually react a little bit more to it, that meant that the request actually helped me to see what I couldn't see by reading the crowd. So if a request gives you information about what the crowd is into, it can be helpful. But if you're playing out and every 5 or 10 minutes, there's somebody at the DJ booth trying to get your attention while you're in the middle of doing your thing, that is a major distraction. I don't like to be rude to people, so I want to make sure that I give people that attention. But that means I have to get out of my own flow. And the flow is something you want to get into when you're DJing. I have to step out of that to now pay attention to what that person wants. And to be honest, at least half of the time when people come up with requests, they're just idiotic. You get questions like, do you have something I can dance to? Which makes you want to grab like a bat and just swing them right out the club, because that is not useful at all. And never forget, a lot of times when people come in with a request, they are only thinking about them. They're not thinking about what would that entire crowd do when they hear that song. And I can tell because I might have a crowd going. I'm in a certain vibe. We're going in a certain place. And then someone comes in with a request that will totally not fit what's going on at that moment. And the crowd, the majority of the crowd, is feeling what you're doing at that moment. And if I were to play that request, I would now all of a sudden switch that vibe. And I have no idea if the rest of that crowd would even be happy with that. But they're not thinking about that when they request that song. They're only thinking about me, 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 me. I want to hear this song right now because I like this song. So it's a distraction. It could mess up your flow. And half of the times you're going to get a request that is just, I don't know, idiotic is the word that comes to mind. Like sometimes they don't even know which song they want to hear. They're like, do you have that song by, I don't know what the guy's called, but it goes like, and then they start to do a part of a hook, and then you have to play the guessing game. Like, okay, which song are they talking about? That takes your brain in a different direction than where you were and where you want to be. So that's how I feel. Now, again, if you turn it into something like a request hour, then your whole mindset is, okay, whatever's clever, let that request come in. I'll play that. All right, what do you want to hear next? Then I wouldn't be in a DJ flow. I would be in a request flow. I hardly ever did that. I did that a couple of times when I played at my son's school when they were still younger. So I was playing for kids ages 4 to 11. And they only want to hear music that I've never heard of before. So in that case, I'm not in my DJ mindset. I'm just there. I have my DJ set connected with Algorithm DJ. At that time, it still supported Spotify. And I was like, all right, let's go. What do you want to hear? And we would look it up on Spotify and I would just play it. And that was a lot of fun because I'm not wearing that my normal DJ hat then. I'm wearing my, all right, kids, what do you want to hear? Let's go hat. That's a different situation. All right. Your opinion. What's your favorite DJ portal? When you say DJ portal, are you talking about just DJ pools? If that's the case, then there's a couple, of course. And I mean, if you know me now, or if you have known me, you know I also work for DJ City Beat Source. So I'm mentioning them, and not just because I work for them, but because I really like DJ City as a DJ pool and Beat Source as a service. But DJ City is in there, of course. Beat Junkies for me is a DJ pool that I can definitely appreciate. They have some different stuff in there, some more underground stuff as well. So to me, it kind of complements what I have with DJ City. And I used to use franchise. I don't know how they are now. I haven't used franchise DJ Pool in years. So there's a couple of sites out there that I know were good, but I'm just not sure how they are now. And that is because DJing is still a thing I love to do, but it's not my main priority. So I'm not spending hours a week. I mean, let alone hours a day, but I'm not even spending hours a week looking for new music. If that was still the case, I would probably be subscribed to like 3-4 record pools to make sure I can get everything. But that's, first of all, just way too much. So at the moment, I'm perfectly content with my DJ City account. And that gets me where I need to go. I'm on a couple of mailing lists from actual labels. So I'll get like 12 inches, like singles and albums sent to me in my inbox. For me, that's perfectly fine for now, especially since we have the streaming services. So if I ever have to play a track that I don't have, most likely I can pull it up by using BeatSource or Tidal, or even SoundCloud. So yeah. Kit Chen, what's going on? Long time no see. Welcome back. I've been here. I just have not been active on YouTube, and that is about to happen again. But I'm definitely still here. So good to see you again as well. All right. The law, like the transformer. Wait, did I miss the first part of your question, the law? Let's see real quick. I have to, let me rotate a little bit between Twitch and the other services, because sometimes some of these chat messages don't get through, or they come through later. Yeah, so DJ Cooler Soul, I will definitely do that on Mixcloud. And let's see here, because YouTube, I had YouTube open as well. Where are you? See, on YouTube, it's going ham with the questions. DJ Rab says you didn't pick my question, brother. Rab, you asked me the question about the Indian and DJs, and I didn't understand the question. Did you reply again after that? Because you said something about Indian and DJs, but I did not understand the question. So let me know. I'm going to jump out of this stream manager in a minute, because I see that I'm missing the follows in here. So Raphael, thank you for the follow. And DJ Andre 50, thanks for the follow. And we got Holmesy, thanks for the follow. And Just Hack, thank you for the follow. Chaos Jones, thanks for the follow. That is not showing up in this screen. All right, I might have to switch that up a bit. I normally do that on my phone. I'll do that later. There's too many questions going on here. All right. So maybe I missed a couple of things. I'll say that again. I said that last week as well. If I don't answer your question, please just drop it again. Because it doesn't really help me to just say, hey, you didn't answer my question. Because if you take a look at the chat, oh my God, I have to scroll down so far to go to where you are at. Chances that I miss questions, especially when I'm answering a current question and a lot of stuff comes by, I might definitely just miss out. So I'm going to scroll all the way back up and go through it. But if I miss your question, just ask it again, because there is a chance that I might miss it. All right, I have a question here. The question is in Dutch. Let me read it for a second. All right, cool question. Yes, so the question basically is how I feel, what I think the effect of live streaming is on mixtapes. So there was a point where mixtapes were basically our calling card. So as DJs, you have mixtapes, and that was your best promo. You would have them online so people could hopefully discover you there. You most likely, I mean, I know I had my tapes on me. After that, I had my CDs on me. So whenever I ran into someone who was in a position that they would probably book DJs or organize parties, I would give them CDs. Mixtapes have always been that. Now, live streaming is definitely a new way and a different way to promote yourself as a DJ. I think in a way it can be more effective than a mixtape, because they don't just get to hear the music, they also get to see the DJ, they get to see you and interact with you. So it's easier to build a relationship with an audience when you can also interact. When you just hear a mix, you're just hearing the mix. Now, if the mix is dope, I think that's still a very good calling card for a DJ. It's a very good thing to have, but it's just different. So I don't know if the live streams will actually replace something like a live stream, but I think there's a combo in there. So for instance, now, and to all my people who watch my Crates live streams on Monday, my mix streams, yes, I still need to upload last week's episode of Crates and Monday's episode of Crates to Mixcloud, because that's where you can find the audio versions of the live stream. Now, I wouldn't say those are the same thing as a mixtape, because my mixtapes are not live mixes, but they still offer you the same type of experience. So the listening experience is a little bit different than a normal mixtape, but it is still also a promo tool. That's why I do upload that audio version of that. Now, to me, a mixtape is something that's more polished. So you take the time in advance to check out, what am I going to put on this mixtape? You make sure that the mixes are clear, totally on point. There's no level differences. You name it. You can do certain things over until you get it right. You can add extra stuff on top. So there's a lot of things you can do on a mixtape that you cannot do during a live stream. So there is a difference, but I still like to have the audio versions of my live streams online, because they do work as a tool to let people know how I play. And a live stream is a better depiction of how you would play live, even though during your live session, you're not reacting to the crowd as much as you are during a live stream. I mean, I'm thanking people for follows and stuff like that. You do not have that when you're playing in a club. So there's a difference. And I mean, I've heard people say like mixtapes aren't important anymore. You just need to upload videos, short videos, because people's attention span, is still diminishing. People don't want to pay attention for too long. I don't know if that's entirely true, because people still enjoy music. Now, I know since people all have their own live stream subscriptions, people did get a bit spoiled. So when you had a mixtape, they would look at it and they would be like, hey, there's nothing new on here. I already know the songs. So they kind of stepped away from really enjoying how a DJ would bring you the music, and just look at a track list and be like, hey, I can get those tracks from my streaming service as well. But I know there's still a lot of people out there that can enjoy a good mix, and a good mix is something you can listen to over and over again. So I don't know. I haven't talked to a lot of DJs about that. I don't know if DJs are actually doing a lot of mixtapes anymore. So that is something that will be interesting. So if you're watching the live stream right now, DJs, if you were doing mixtapes before, are you still making mixtapes? I mean, I already saw the shameless plug in the beginning. That was for a mixtape, so I know that is still happening. But are you still making mixtapes? Let me know in the chat. That would be interesting to see. All right. That was the translation. So I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker. And again, if I missed it, just post something again. Best mid-level scratch mixer. Ooh, that's really hard for me to say now. That's one thing I have on the agenda. I have to take a good look at everything that's out right now. And see what's what right now. So the mid-level has kind of gotten away from me a little bit, because I was so into the upper echelon with, of course, I had my S9 and the Rain 72. Then you had the Elite mixer. Then you had the 70 and the S11 now. And I kind of missed out on the things that happened in between. No. So that's something to look into, and I will do that. Maybe when I start to look at the Black Friday deals, we'll just jump over a couple of the brands real quick and see what they have to offer in that mid-tier section, because I might run into a couple of names that will make me say, yes, of course, that is one of those mixers. All right. Innovator had an adjustment, just take a small screwdriver. Yeah, I mean, that's what I know about adjustment, but I didn't quite understand the question about using MIDI assign to make your crossfader faster. So I don't know how that works. I remember I had a mixer that had a transformer button. Yeah, there were a couple of mixers that had that. Yes. And of course, now a lot of mixers will have an effect in there called transformer that will basically also do that same thing. And some mixers didn't have a button. They would have like a knob, because I don't know if you might not remember, but back in the days before the good crossfaders, most channels on a mixer, let me just do the list. Like most channels on a mixer would have a little knob on top that you could click to one side to be phono and the other side to be line. And what we would do most of the times, because that worked faster than using your entire fader up and down, you would use that, and that would work great for on off. So your transforms with that would work pretty well. I know there was a mixer out there that had like the crossfader, and then it still had like the little knob to do the transformer scratch with that. And basically, if you look at the Numark PTO1 scratch, the faders that's on that portable turntable is not a fader. It is actually also a knob. It's just an on-off knob. Just it has a fader cap on top. All right. Okay, so it was Rostik NL. I got you. Sometimes you see the long words and it's hard to distinguish if it's separate words or one word. So we have a fellow Dutchman in here. Goedenavond. Yeah, people might have to start highlighting messages to get heard. That is a very good one. I don't even know how that works on on Twitch yet. I know you can do super chat on YouTube, and then it will come up. But I don't know how that works. I've seen it on Twitch, but like I said, I still have to learn so much on Twitch. So we go on. Okay, Rob, I see your question now. I meant to say something about Indian hip hop DJs. Have you seen or known? No. So basically, I already then had the question right. I don't know anything about Indian hip hop. I don't think I know Indian hip hop artists or DJs, and maybe I've seen a DJ who's Indian and I just did not know their heritage, and I have no idea that they were Indian. So I'm actually not familiar. So if you have any good suggestions for me to check out like an Indian hip hop DJ, please post it in the chat, because I would be interested to see if there's actually a difference. I mean, you can sometimes hear differences where you hear hip hop DJs from different countries. Most of the times it will be in song selection. Sometimes it might be in style. So it'll be interesting to hear some Indian hip hop and see Indian hip hop DJs. So please, if you can, leave that in the chat. And yes, I see I looked over it, but sometimes I'm not sure if they posted in the right order, and that I miss questions like that. Is Stream Elements going to come out with a version for Mac? Oh wait, is Stream Elements not for Mac? I didn't even know that. Since I've been on Windows, I have not even checked. Like sometimes I will get that I see some software. I'm like, hey, that's interesting. And then it's Mac only. That used to not be a problem. And now that is a problem. I did not know that Stream Elements wasn't out for Mac yet. So look, I mean, Streamlabs is basically the same thing. I mean, they do the same thing. So that is something I looked into first. And then somehow I ended up at Stream Elements. So I have no idea. I have no idea if they have a Mac version coming out. But I like it. Yeah, spilling beer on sets is an issue. I talked about that last time, how my my deck save, no, not deck saver, how my ice skin on my MacBook saved my MacBook from beer. That is nasty. All right, I'm confirming that detail now. This is not one Twitch channel, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's probably the crawl thing is probably a raid from channel to channel, right? I've seen a couple of those happen already. That's pretty cool. You ain't see Miak. What's going on? Thank you. Kitchen. What else? If you play new top 40 songs for people, but they don't know new top 40 hits, what do you do? Keep on playing new songs or play some cheesy songs? All right, that's a good one, because we have to get into that right now. So first off, it's not like it's new song or cheesy song. There's a difference. Now, I understand your question, because a lot of times you will be playing for an audience, and a lot of people, unfortunately, like to hear what they know. I understand it, but as a DJ, it can be frustrating when you have a lot of new good tunes you want to play, and you can tell that you throw them in and they're just giving you that look like, yeah, whatever. I don't know this song. Play that hit. So I understand. But there's plenty of songs that they will know that are not cheesy. But the thing is, I love to incorporate new music. whenever I can, but you have to play it. I don't want to say play it safe, but you have to be cautious and do it just enough. So do it with moderation. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So what I would normally do, if I'd had a new track and I wanted to play that new track because I just loved it, to me it was a banger because basically it was energy-wise, you name it, but the crowd didn't know it. So I knew they were not going to give me that really hype reaction. In that case, I made sure that I already had the next track ready. And that next track wasn't a cheesy track, but it was a track that I knew would work for that audience. So yes, you can play new tracks, but make sure you don't all of a sudden start to play like 5, 6 new tracks that they don't know, because they will lose interest. That will happen. They did not come there to discover all new music. So you want to make sure you keep them in there and do it with moderation. Add some tracks here and there. All right, let me get a little bit of this warm up in here. See, I've been talking too long. That tea is not hot anymore. Damn. Yes, I can touch my face. I wash my hands and I'm indoors. You know, I hardly touch my face anymore. Like right now I do, but I've already unlearned how to do it as much because we're not even conscious of how many times a day we touch our faces. And I still see people do it a lot of times when they're outside, and I can see that they just touch 10 things and then they're still grabbing their face. All right. What was your first controller? Wow. My first controller. Wow. I'm thinking. I think one of the first controllers I had may have been something like a Pioneer Wego. I think that was one of the first controllers I had. No, it wasn't a Pioneer Wego. It was a Numark controller, a very small Numark controller that worked with a phone. I do not remember the name. I think that was my first controller. So yeah, something like that. A very small, super entry-level controller. And that was basically because I liked the idea. I did not see it as a replacement. And I did not come from a place where you started out with a DJ controller. So by the time I had my first DJ controller, I was already playing like, I don't know, 10, 15 years with turntables, you name it. But it was something like that. I might remember that name in a little bit. They discontinued making it. It was a very cool little controller. I remember that. I'm gonna look it up in a sec. All right, I already saw a highlighted message from FTR. I'm gonna take a look at that in a second. First off, let me see what else is going on here. Anthony's working with the Impulse 200. That is a Hercules controller, if I'm not mistaken. I have a Hercules controller here actually, and I believe that's it could be the Impulse 300. I'm not sure. I was going to test that, but it was giving me a lot of issues, and that was the loaner laptop I had here. It would just freeze when I attached that controller. So I still need to work that out with my studio computer. So I already installed Dejuiced, and I still have to test it. I know it's pretty cool that Hercules is really on that education tip as well, and really catering to the new DJ, where they also give you tools within some of the controllers to help you out, and they offer like a lot of video material as well to help you get started. But I have to give that some more time. Of course, I see the classic, the DJ SB3. So I think before that 400 came out, the SB3 was one of those controllers that I really looked at as one of those good entry-level controllers. So yeah, speaking of the DJ 400, got mine 2 days ago, and I'm having a blast. Yeah, man, it's super fun. Like you can have all the fun in the world with small controllers. You don't need a large controller to get that going. What up, Luis Ventura? I see you on Mixcloud. Salute to you. Let's go back. Marzel, hey, what's going on? What's going on? We got DJ Mutsang. Also with the DJ Go 2 Touch and Hercules DJ Start. Yeah, those are the two small controllers we were talking about. See, I'm so far backed up. We've been here like a long time ago. All right, let me pause for a second to shout out Bruz Beats. Bruz Beats, and we got DJ Andre 50, or did we already have that one? Yeah, thanks for the follow to everyone out there. Just Hack. Yeah, I saw a couple of you already. Let me get back here. I see Just Hack in the chat as well. James, I just upgraded some months ago from an SB2 to a SRT 1000. Yeah, I mean, that's an upgrade right there. That's a great upgrade. I mean, the SB2 is a cool little controller, and you can definitely do some work with it. But though I think the SB2 was right at that time when entry level controllers started to get a little bit more. I'm not sure. I think I did a scratch routine with I think that was the SB1. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. I did one of my Saturday sessions with one of the SB controllers, but if I'm not mistaken, that was still the SB1, and that was like a super basic controller. Let me look that up real quick. I'm not sure if that was the SB. Yeah, that was still with the SB, that first edition. All right, this is something I want to test, actually. Let's see if that works. Hold up, let me just mute this for a second. So I cannot hear this, and you guys should be able to hear this. So first, let me play that audio. Go into Stream Elements. Is that active anywhere? No, wait, I'm not seeing it. I wanted to see if you could hear a YouTube video that I was playing. That should actually work. I don't know why. Okay, Anthony, you had the same thing happen with D-Juiced? I see that now that you had the freezing thing. Because that happened to me as well, indeed. So yeah, I know you can use it with different software, so I might do that as well, just so I can test it. But right now, I want to get that YouTube video playing for you guys. I wanted to show you that real quick. That's not working. Are you hearing anything besides my voice right now? Can you hear the DJ video that's playing? You probably can't, right? Let me pull that in real quick. I'm trying to play this for y'all, but I don't think the audio is coming through. Anyway, even without audio, no, there's no audio, right? Yeah, let me see if there's... All these channels are open already, so why is that not showing? But anyways, you can see here, right there, I'm actually switching from my normal turntable set to the SB set. I have to make it a little bit smaller. Now you can see it. That was the SB1, but it already had like the performance pads and everything. The SB2 was already a bit better, and I think the 3 was even better than that. It offered even more. But after that, like when you get to that DJ 4000 level and stuff, that is, yeah, they definitely got better from that point. But anyways, I'll do a little bit more experimenting in a second to see if we can get that desktop audio to work, because I'm pretty sure I had that working like a little while ago. So I don't know why that's not working now. But okay, it's not the most important thing. All right, so yeah, FTR, you got to let me know later on how you do the highlight my messages, or maybe the people are already familiar with that and it's just something that's new to me. That could also be the case, because I'm definitely not as familiar with that, how that works. All right, let's go back. So yeah, man, salute to you with the SRT. That is a beast, an absolute beast. All right, the Newmark Party Mix. I've seen that one before. I mean, Newmark was like on top for a long time with like the entry level controllers. They had the whole Mix Track Pro series, and those were dope entry level controllers with a lot of features. Then they had like Mix Track Platinum and Party. At a certain point, I lost it because I was not paying enough attention, and they had so many different ones. So that was pretty crazy. Insanity Kayo, you want to know if there's good PC offers going on? There's probably going to be some interesting offers on Black Friday as well. Maybe if we have time, we can take a look at that as well. But like kits for building your own, right? I mean, there's probably going to be some discounts on computers. But if you want to build your own, It could be that there's going to be discounts on kits. The only thing you only have to watch out for when you look at kits is the kit has to make sense. So they have to put the right parts together. Sometimes you see that they offer like a CPU, the processor, and it's together with a set of RAM that really does not make enough sense. It's not the right RAM for that CPU, or just not enough anyway. And so it should make a little bit of sense. Or they give you like a GPU and CPU that don't even go together, and you're just gonna bottleneck your whole system. See, it's weird because I already saw the question about stream elements for Mac, and I did not see the Insanity Kaio question, and now I see it there. So I'm still not sure if ReStreamBot is adding stuff in later, but not adding it as new. So whatever, I'm just gonna go on. Have you done a video on Phase? No, I still have not. And the people at Phase, on one hand, should rightfully be mad at me for not doing that, because they sent me that package a long time ago. But on the other hand, I have done, like, basically every live stream I've done has been with Phase, and I've done several performance videos with Phase. So I'm using Phase all the time, and I absolutely love it. To me, it's still the biggest game changer of the last, I don't know, probably 10 or more years. And it's working great for me. I know there's DJs who had issues, and I think that has diminished because they've done updates and updates and updates. So I think it's only gotten better. But I have yet to do my full video, which I think is a good thing, because I think Phase is now in a better place than it was when they started. They had some hiccups in the beginning, and even though they're part of a large company, MWM in France, the Phase department is actually a pretty small department, and the hype was basically too much for them, because when DJs first saw that, everyone was like, this is it, and they had to move with basically too much. I said basically 3 times in 1 minute. That's not good, but they had to move too fast. Now they caught up, and they're still going to add some interesting features. So I will do a full video on Phase still, but for me, for now, I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. That is my go-to. Turntables, Serato, or record box, but Serato most of the times. Phase, love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Going on and on and on. The most versatile camera for live streaming under 300. Define versatile will be my first question. Like, look, in certain situations, I would say, especially for DJs, GoPros are super dope because of their size and their wide angle. So you can get a lot on screen. I mean, the same thing here. I can get that entire desk. And this is not a small desk. This is a pretty large desk. I can get the entire desk in here, and that camera is just above me. So let me just get this one in here. So the GoPro, I'm touching it now. So it's really close, and it can get all of that. And I'm in linear mode right now. Linear mode is the most straight mode, but it also makes the field of view a little smaller. If I put this in wide or ultra wide, it's gonna get the sides of the wall in here. Only thing is it's not great in low light. That will definitely take it down. And some of the older GoPros or basic GoPros are definitely under 300. I'm still using the 5 here, and they're already at like 8 or 9. So there's way newer versions. But beyond that, like 300 is not a crazy amount when it comes to cameras. So it all depends what you want to use it for. Again, like with the GoPro, not to just promote GoPro, there's other action cameras out there, but let's say action cams. This action cam is also waterproof. So if I have a gig outside, or I want to do a vlog and a gig, but it's outside and it's raining, whatever, I don't have to worry about anything with the GoPro. That's just going to work. I'll do a full video on this and go through some of the budget options. But I don't have a lot of that budget gear here. Now, if you're just looking for other type of cameras for live streaming, some people still look at webcams. I think, like, when you look at the good webcams, I think they fall in the same price range as those action cams, and then I would prefer my action cam over a webcam. Let's go on and on and on. What else is in here? JK the DJ, what's going on? I see you. What would you say is the best format to practice transitions? Best format, like what kind of music, or best format to practice transitions? Look, I don't know. For me personally, what I used to do, and that's back in the tape days, I would just set up my tape deck, hit record. I would start mixing tracks. I would just grab tracks, like you can see them on the wall right there. Just have a stack of vinyl, start mixing. And when the side of the tape was done recording, I would sit down and listen to it and hear what I did right, what I did wrong, and then I would go at it again. So I just practiced with all sorts of music. I had no particular practice routine. I just played and played and played and played. But I made sure I recorded so you can hear back. If you're mixing in the moment, you hear some things, but you might not pay attention to everything. So listening back allows you to really evaluate what you did right, what you did wrong, and how it sounds. When you're in the moment, you don't always hear how it sounds. And now when you hear it back, you can actually experience it as if you were listening to a DJ. It's kind of cool. We enjoy building computers. Yes, it is. 100%. All right, what else? Have you been hit, or if I had any DMCA takedowns on Twitch? No, here's the thing with Twitch right now. Anytime I do a live stream mix, as soon as the mix is done, the replay is still online and half of the replay has been muted. Now, I'm aware of the fact that a lot of channels, mostly I think larger channels, have had takedown issues because of copyrighted material. And it even happened with the clips, and sometimes even clips that they already deleted, they still got the takedown notice. So I've not experienced that yet. I would have to guess that it's just because I'm still too small, but I'm not sure if that's the case. So I've already taken down the old live streams and just left clips up. And even though I know that's probably not enough, I left the clips up that weren't muted. So that tells me that at the moment, the music that I used in those clips is not music that they have an issue with, because they mute everything that they have an issue with. So basically, that's my logic for now. I get the live stream. Once I get to the replay, a lot of parts are muted, so I understand those parts are not okay. The other parts that are not muted right now are probably still okay now. It might all change if the channel grows, so we have to see what happens. But up until this point, I haven't had problems with that. Henry Moseray, what's going on? Welcome. Just started to get familiar with Twitch. A little laggy. Not sure about it quite yet. Twitch is laggy? It's probably not Twitch though. I mean, if your connection is good, I mean, I have had no issues with Twitch. I've only had issues with my computer. And anytime I had an issue with the computer, I would switch to my Eta Mini Pro. That has a perfect connection. And then I actually never had issues on Twitch. I've had a couple of issues with YouTube. And not with Twitch, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I like to experience all platforms and use them all and see what happens. Same thing with Mixcloud. I haven't really grown an audience there. I have to really check in there every time because Restream cannot send me the chat that's going on over there. So I guess it stays a little bit quiet. But even now, 23 people have watched and currently 2 people are watching. So that's it for now, but I still have it open, and I might spend some more time in the future to really try and build that audience as well. The old Gemini Flash former is what I referenced. Yes, Gemini had that feature indeed. Gemini mixers were never a thing in the Netherlands, but I remember seeing them in videos. Pretty dope. Das Hog, will you be posting iTunes podcast episodes again? Yes, the podcast is returning. I wanted it to return already. It hasn't, but it is very soon. So as soon as the podcast is back, I will make sure to let you know on Instagram, anywhere, in my next live stream. Whenever it's on, I'll let you know, and then they will be available on Anchor and Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, you name it. So yes, that is definitely returning. I thought about it. I could also upload all of these live streams as well as audio sessions, but I'm not sure I want to add that as the podcast format because this is a little bit different. It's a little more cluttered with the questions and I go back and forth. I want to make sure that for the podcast, I actually keep it more streamlined and just go over a couple of subjects and cover those well. So that's the reason why the podcast isn't back yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to return that. But maybe at a certain point, I'll just throw all of this audio online as well, maybe under a different name, but to that same outlet. As a person who practices about an hour a day, how could I prepare for a gig that will likely be 4 hours or more? Logically, I would just say, make sure you start to do longer mixes at home as well. Because if you only practice 1 hour mixes, that 4 hour mix is going to be something else. 4 hours is, just longer mixes in general, they ask a lot more of you compared to doing a 1 hour set. So start by just doing a 4 hour set at home so you understand how that feels. Standing there for 4 hours is a totally different experience compared to 1 hour. Next to that, if you're coming in for a 1 hour set, it's pretty easy to just go out for that 1 hour. If you're playing 4 hours, you cannot go full steam 4 hours. You're going to have to build in a little bit of up and down or play freestyle, but you have to be aware of the fact that you can't go 100% for 4 hours straight. You have to give your audience some room to breathe as well. So start by doing 4 hour sets at home just to get used to the length of that because it is a major difference. Watson Bobby, what's going on? Happy Monday to you. Everything's good over here. As usual, on this Wednesday evening in Amsterdam. Art of PN. Am I saying that right? Art of PHN. I need to get that right. I've seen your name before. So yes, welcome back, and thank you. Styles Johnson, how fast should one mix in order to avoid streaming problems? See, I still don't know if that is really a thing. I understand that I've heard several people say that if you mix the tracks fast enough that you won't get hit by the content ID on YouTube. I don't know if that's true. Now, I do understand if you don't have your master tempo on, and you play your tracks at a different pitch, that the software might not recognize it as the same song. But even with that, I'm not sure. So I've heard all of the stories. I cannot confirm if any of those are actually true. So I've heard okay, make sure you don't play your songs long enough. I can understand that, but how long is already too long? Is one verse, one hook okay, or is that already too long? Some people say add scratches so it's less, so that the content ID system can't recognize it as well. I play it at a different pitch. I'm not sure which of those work. I just know that when I'm done with my live mix stream on Monday, I normally have over 50 emails from YouTube in my inbox telling me that there's a copyright claim. So that content ID system works well. So I don't know. And I know I definitely don't leave all my tracks in there long. And to be honest, I don't want to go out and stream and play every track for 30 seconds because I want to avoid copyright. I want to be able to play the tracks. Why are the stamps on your screen along with other chat screen? That is just a layover, an overlay that I experienced experimenting with, and yeah, those things can and will definitely change over time. On some platforms, if you look back, you don't see the chat. People see a different chat. I also think that on certain platforms, people, like for instance on Mixcloud, people don't see all of the chat messages that we can see on YouTube and Twitch, because my Restream bot is sending the messages from Twitch to YouTube and from YouTube to Twitch. So you can see each other's chat messages. On Mixcloud, for instance, people cannot see what you are saying on Twitch. So right now I'm looking at the Mixcloud screen, and because of the chat I have on screen, I can see that Mixmaster G is posting something from Twitch, and I can see that there's other messages coming in. So I'm experimenting with that. And I mean, you see a lot of live streams where they will have the chat on the screen. This time I made it a little bit bigger than last time because I thought it was a little bit too small. Now I can see DJ Rewind as follows. So thank you for that. But yes, I'm still just experimenting with that. I also love the on-screen chat because you could, it's disappearing, because you could gauge how far behind you are. Yeah. So for now, I like experimenting with all of that. All right, let me go back. Back. Where's my Twitch? There we go. So, okay, JK, the DJ still does mixtapes. Who else still does mixtapes? I haven't seen a lot of people talk about that. Want to drop mixing? Okay. When drop mixing, because the mix is so abrupt, it always sounds like a car wreck to me. What are some tips in dropping a new track without it sounding so jarring? Well, I don't know. If you do it correctly and you just bring it in on the one and your tracks are basically the same speed, it shouldn't sound as a car wreck. That shouldn't be the case, because if a track is playing and you're following that rhythm and it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, new track, I should still be able to continue to bop in that same fashion. So I cannot tell what you're doing wrong that makes it sound like a car wreck. But if you're bringing it in on the one, so you're drop mixing like that, it should be okay. That's what you're talking about with your drop mixing, right? Dropping it on the one instead of doing like a mixed transition. So I'm not sure what's happening there. All right. So FTR, if you're still out there, I saw that you had to leave early. So if you're still here, I'll see you next time. And if not, then you're missing this message. All right. Starting out with streaming is a bit confusing for someone new to DJing and streaming. Oh yeah, OBS and Streamlabs are setting it up. It's very time consuming. Look, if you're new to DJing, that is already a thing. You're already learning a new craft. If you now have to learn how to stream at the same time, I don't know if that's a good thing. So I would suggest you definitely focus on that one thing. Now, let's say that you want to stream because you want people to be able to follow your journey as a new DJ. So maybe you want to stream while you're practicing your mixing. I don't suggest doing that because I don't know if that's a good thing. If people are introduced to you while you're messing around at home and don't know how to do it yet. But I would make sure I would know how to DJ first and that I was comfortable with mixing and knew how to do that before I got into actually adding the extra stress of streaming. Now, you could do it the most basic way. Just set up one camera, one webcam, have that running. Do not pay attention to the chat. Just play music and then you are DJing and streaming. But I don't think that's the way to go. If you're going to stream, you also want to interact. Now, I've seen this question before, like, why do I make it so difficult for myself? Like, especially when I do my mix stream and I have like the 3 different angles and I also have a computer screen. Now, in this case, it's my PC, but like normally you can see my DJ software. So why do I make it so difficult for myself? For me, this is also about practice and becoming more skilled in the whole process of DJing the way I DJ. And I'm still getting back to that, getting back to my level. Like if you've been following the mix stream for the last couple of weeks, you may have noticed that there is a form of improvement. Like I'm getting more comfortable again because I haven't mixed in a while. The rust is off now. Now I'm getting back more into form. Not there yet because I'm still playing with crates that aren't really the thing yet, really up to date yet, but it's getting better. So that improves over time. At the same time, I'm studying to DJ the way I DJ, but at the same time, pay attention to the chats, pay attention to the angles I'm using, turning it into a full production. Okay, right now I'm not doing this, so I'm going to add that angle. Now I'm going back to the more technical stuff. I'm switching to this angle. When I do my interaction with my crowd, I switch to my close angle so people can actually see me speaking into the camera while I'm responding, instead of having that angle from far away and then talking to people, because you can do that. I could have like the full frame where you see my entire DJ set, you see me, and I hold the mic so you can hear my voice well, but you see me from far away. I think that answering someone and being closer to the mic and talking, closer to the camera and talking is a better experience. So doing all of that production by yourself is a little more tasking, but I think that is, for me, the way to go, because I want to improve. I want to become better at that. And I see it as part of the performance when you're streaming DJ. The whole interaction and production part is part of the process. So I'm still learning, but that will be really hard if you're new to DJing and you're still learning how to DJ, but at the same time, now you're trying to learn how to stream. And yes, it can be intimidating when you get into the streaming software like OBS and Stream Elements or Streamlabs, you name it. A lot of the software though, like OBS and Streamlabs, they give you the option to do like, they'll have like this wizard in the beginning that will check your settings and set everything up in the correct way. And most of the times that will get you a long way. But when you get more into it and you want to start to add overlays, sound alerts, stuff like that, you have to really, really, really take your time. And in the beginning, I had my issues with my computer. So every time I wanted to stream, I wanted to do it with the computer, but I was dealing with all these crashes, which are now they are all gone. I just reinstalled everything. So I don't know what the issue was. I couldn't find the issue. After weeks and weeks, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to start over again. Just started with a fresh copy of Windows, installed everything again. Now it's running smooth. So for those first weeks, I just had to rely on this baby right here. And that works super well for streaming. But you don't have the same options with all of your overlays and stuff like that. So I had to just focus on my camera angles and the DJing. Now I get the chance to actually really start to experiment with all of the overlays, and that's not working well yet, but I'm testing out new stuff and new alerts and make that better over time as well. DJ Woodchip, salute to you. Thanks for the subscription. I really appreciate that support. And DJ Rewind, thanks for the follow. Pastel, thanks for the follow. Sean, thanks for the follow. Ebensmatic, thanks for the follow. And I think I'm up to date again. All right. So yeah, man, it's a total experience, but the pandemic has been the perfect time to spend more time to evolve and learn new crafts or get better at certain things. And that's what this is all about as well. Just improving. And there's so many things you can do. And anytime I look at different streams from different people, I see certain features and I'm like, oh, hey, that actually looks pretty cool. And then you have to see how that might have been done. But then again, I don't want to overdo it either, because you can have like 10 different things popping up all over your screen all the time, especially when I do my DJ mix streams. I don't want it to be too much because I already have my DJ set in frame. I want to give you the opportunity to see what I'm doing. So I don't want to have 1,000 overlays or 100 sounds going off at the same time. But I'm still finding my way in that. So yes, I totally understand where you're coming from, that it can be time consuming and confusing, but that is the case with everything. You want to learn a new craft, it's going to be time consuming to get good at it. All right. Jimmy Green, you're still into mixtapes. Dope. And recorded sets. That's what's up. Who this? Really? Latest bedtime in 30 minutes? That is not set up right. And that is definitely not going to happen. All right. In India, a lot of DJs only come on this platform only for money. They don't even have music skills or can play very well, only because they're girls. People love and like them and their videos. Okay. So can you name any good like hip hop DJs? And it doesn't even have to be hip hop DJs, but I would be most interested in that. Can you name any good hip hop DJ from India? If so, let me know. But this does not sound very, very promising, what you're telling me now. All right, Newmark Scratch mid-level Elite 3 due to the price compared to the S9, S11, and 72. Elite 3? Like the Elite is Reloop. Or am I missing something? Is an Elite 3 a Newmark mixer? But if we're just talking about the Elite by Reloop, that is definitely something that is a little bit cheaper than an S9, S11, and 72. But it does offer you a similar experience. And I've done a lot of my mix streams in the last weeks with that Elite, and it is a very dope mixer. I would not prefer it over my S9. And using my S9 again 2 days ago, that was really, yeah, I felt like back at home. Even though I really like my Rain 72 as well, because of the screen, the simplicity of the S9 is what works best for me. I like the Reloop Elite, but I'm still not a big fan of the faders for the effects and the on-off things that go on there. The S9 just makes everything in my life so simple. So for me, simplicity is what I'm into. And that sounds ridiculous when you see my entire live streaming setup, but I believe like when the setup is already that expanded, I want that mixer to be clean. So that's why I believe that probably the S11 would be my perfect upgrade, to have an S9 with a screen in there. But we'll have to wait and see. All right. Somewhat I was always wondering when it comes to DJing is about mixing genres that are not quite meant to be mixed, like rock and metal. Have you ever tried that one? Can you see that happening? So we were talking about that, I think, a week ago, and I know Mixmaster G jumped into that question as well. And I said there's options, but like most likely you would not try to mix that music. And Mixmaster G jumped in and already said like a lot of the rock and metal crowd would not even appreciate too much real DJing going on with that style of music. So, I mean, if you work a rock or metal song into a set that contains all sorts of genres, you could do some cool stuff and make that work, do a hip hop beat over it, whatever. That could be fun, but like really mixing rock tracks is not really a thing. The structure of the songs is different. You're not going to have a lot of songs that will give you great opportunity to mix one song into the chorus of the other. So there's options, but I don't think that's a thing. See? Whoa. I'm forgetting something. I'll think of it in a second. All right, let's go back. You have to use channel points to highlight a message. Okay, see, that's what I'm still learning on Twitch. I am still learning because I have to learn more about channel points as well. DJ one on the ones and twos. Thank you for that. All right, Murphy 7000. I'm trying to start my video channel. I have the ATEM Mini Pro in my checkout. Can't ready to buy. Already had downloaded OBS. You have any tips for a new video channel creator? Oh, but wait. So a new video channel. So you're talking about YouTube then, I guess. Because to be honest, you do not need the ATEM Mini Pro or OBS to start a video channel. Or if you're talking about Twitch, then I totally understand. Here's the thing. If you're starting out, how much experience do you have with creating video content? Because that's the thing, and I don't want people to underestimate that. The reason why I'm currently okay with the way I'm working is because I have all my years of experience making videos. I've been making videos on YouTube since 2000, I don't know, 7, 8, I think. I mean, DJ TLM TV started in 2011, but I had my old channel a couple of years before that. On that channel, I mainly did mixed videos, and I did one angle, I did two angle, I did a couple of different things there. So I've been experimenting with stuff like that for years now. That all helps when it comes to what I have to do now. So now tools like an ATEM Mini Pro make my life easier because I'm already familiar with working with different angles and how to use those angles. So if I was starting out today with a video channel, I would probably not be into starting out with all of the different angles and making it too much. Focus on the content. That's the most important thing. Like my first video, like one of my first videos on DJ TLM TV. So let's take my DJ TLM channel out of the picture for a second and just look at my DJ TLM TV channel. So I started that in 2011. At the time, I already had some experience. I was pretty okay when it came to my experience. I already knew a couple of things. It wasn't my first gear. But when I look at one of my first videos on the channel, a video from 2011, and that was a video about helping people to buy their first DJ set. Now, if you look at the quality, for instance, of that video, the quality is okay, but it's not the greatest. And I got all my text on screen with the shadow underneath the font, which is not a good look. And it's okay. I mean, cool. The vinyl is a nice backdrop because I had that vinyl. But at the end of the day, this video still, even to this day, performs pretty well because of the information that I tell in that video. And yeah, look at that young TLM, about half the weight compared to the new TLM. the little more skinny version. But content is key. And I mean, this is not even, I can't even front and act as if this is a bad looking video, because it's but look, that angle coming in, that's not done great. That's just me on, I don't even know what I recorded that on. I wanted to show my turntable up close. And the way it's fit into that screen, it's okay. It's okay, but it's not great. But that's not important. The important thing is the information I was sharing in that video. That is what caught people's attention. Like, hey, that really helps us out. That's why that video has like 2.4K likes and only 60 dislikes. So people clearly liked what I did in that video. And the same thing applies to a lot of the videos that do very well on my channel. Now, these are actually pretty okay when it comes to the production. I'm trying to see if I have an example here of another video that doesn't really look that great, but still did well. Now, I would have to go back to my old channel. I might actually just do that. Just go back to the old channel for a sec and hit you with something on that channel. But it's not the most important thing. But if you start out with multiple angles and an A10 Mini Pro and all of that, you do make your own life more difficult, and you want to make sure that you don't stray away from the most important part, the content, because the content is what should be the most important thing. But yeah, it would be hard to just give you any other tip just straight like that. What is your channel going to be about? Let me know. And were you talking about YouTube or were you talking about Twitch? You in the chat answered it. I don't use many effects, but I'll transform effect. Okay, blah, blah, blah. See, that's what I don't understand about this, about the stream manager on Twitch. I clearly already saw the DMCA question and answered it, but now I see it again. So maybe it was asked again, or maybe it just posted in the wrong order. That's my DJ PR. What's going on? I haven't seen you yet, I think. Devel Bruton. So TLM, you've been DJing for a while. What's the best way to mix in a mix show? Should the DJ do quick mixing or what? All right, a good question. Like with a mix show, like I remember back in the days on the radio when I would do like mix shows. You tend to have, it's a little bit different because you don't really have an audience to play to, because you're playing on the radio, people are listening, but you don't see your audience. You don't have the direct interaction that you have when you're playing in a club, or even when you're live streaming, because with live streaming, you have interaction. So to me, it would always be about setting up a vibe for a show. So if I'm starting out with a mix and I'm playing for a couple of hours, I'm not starting out with like crazy quick mixes. I'll start out and treat it like I'm playing an entire night. And I'll start off just smooth, warming it up, a couple of tracks that I might play longer, but then I'll increase the energy. Let's say it's a 2-hour set, then I'll start off with a little bit of warm up, and then I bring that level up to a certain point. And when I'm at a higher level of energy, my mixes will be shorter. And maybe at the end, I'll bring it back down a little bit again. I think it also depends on what kind of music you're playing. So it's hard for me to give a more direct answer than that, actually. All right, so I saw FDR say that Happy Thanksgiving. That's not something that's here. So for all the people in the US, Thanksgiving is a thing. For the rest of us Europeans and from wherever in the world we're tuning in from, I don't think Thanksgiving is a thing there. All right, Mix Deck by Newmark. That's also one of those controllers. Oh yeah, Newmark. I have to look at that site for a second to see if I can find that one of those first controllers or my first controller, because I don't remember the name. All right, then we got NG Dogs 1. Now that the needle is no longer in the way when using vinyl, do you find yourself scratching on different parts, more in the inside of the disc? No, not really. No, I mean, to me, it did not change anything about the way that I position my hand on the vinyl. Now, of course, that is because I'm already used to doing it that way. But I believe that where I'm holding it is already the ideal place to hold it. So that did not change for me. Now, I can imagine if you're new and you're now starting with turntables and phase, and you can actually have your hand, this is the wrong way around, so that's not going to work. But if you have your hand on, let me grab some. Certain things shouldn't just be talked about. You actually have to visualize it. Let me just, is that locked or open? Locked. There we go. All right, just to illustrate. So just imagine if you're playing now and you have phase, like I would still have my hand here because that's where I normally have my hand. But now, if you're starting out, you've never used a turntable before, and now you have phase, it could be that some people might prefer to have their hand more here. Now, more here doesn't make sense, or you have to really go all the way over there. That's a very uncomfortable scenario, and that's the wrong way. So for me, it's going to still be here, but it could be a little higher. And that is something that you wouldn't do. I have to be very careful because there's a needle here. But just imagine if you were on your vinyl, you're going to bump into it. So yes, we were used to doing it here. So no, my position did not change at all. And yes, I will be doing a video about this bad boy soon, but I still have to test it. The Omni by Headache Electronics, Headache Sound Electronics, a very dope portable turntable. I can say that without using it because of the fact that it has the faders on both sides, which is ill to me. And it has a couple of other features that make this a very dope device that does not need a lot of modifications. All right, let's not drop that. All right, let's see. Carson. Will you marry me? Not like I care if you say no. No, I will not. I'm already taken. So that is not an option at all. What do you think about the new Pioneer controller? That FLX6, we talked about it a little bit last week. I'm going to hold off on my opinion until I have it, because I was supposed to get my hands on it pretty soon. What I did say last week is I don't think it is aimed at people that have been in the game a little bit longer. But if you currently have an entry-level controller, then I think that that controller could be a very good option. But I want to try it first. I want to get a closer look at it. Do you think it looks cheap? PSR or PSR? PR? Do you think it looks cheap? I don't know. I didn't think it looked that cheap. I think it looked pretty okay when I saw that. Now you made me interested in looking it up for a sec. I don't remember thinking it looked that cheap. The thing I did like about it is the fact it had the big jog wheels. That was something that to me is always very interesting. Like, big jog wheels are a must for me. That just makes everything feel so much better. What makes it look cheap though? It has the big jog wheels with the little LED marker in there. I don't know. It doesn't really look cheap to me when I see it like this. Looks pretty okay. But I have to try it out first. See, and now I can only see, now I see the messages that say no about that audio for the YouTube video. Damn, that's like 30 minutes ago. All right, DJ John's Entertainment, what's going on? Salute to you. Salute, salute, salute. All right, so Mixmaster G, I just see that here in my peripheral in the different chat window that I have open. So you had a discussion with our mutual friend from Pioneer this afternoon about the Flex 6. And it was a discussion, so I guess you had different opinions when it comes to that device. Okay. Anything you want to share? What's your opinion? Let me know what you think about it. I'll be interested to hear that. Like I still want to just see it and try it out. I know that's really important with something like that. And again, I do think there's a couple of features on there that some DJs that are already used to like more pro equipment will see as gimmicky. But I think for a lot of DJs just starting out, it would be a dope thing to use. But I'm not sure. Let's see. Claudio de Cabo, thanks for the follow. Salute to you. K Smooth, I think I already saw you, but thanks for the follow. Harry, DJ Harry from the UK, thanks for the follow. Heavy J, thanks for the follow. And we got Delito, thanks for the follow. Switch that up again. We're hearing this beat for a while now. Even if it's in the background, switch it up every once in a while. All right, let's see. Computer builds should be upgradable, not proprietary. Yeah, that's the thing. When you build your own computer, you can basically upgrade any little part in there. I can do the same thing here. I can just change any part at any time, which is always a good thing. K Smooth on Periscope, what's going on? Salute to you. Scotty90 on Mixcloud, salute to you as well. All right, budget controller. We already covered that at the beginning of the episode. So just clarify for me, what would be your budget? And do you have preferred DJ software? DJ Scotty, let me know that. Then I or we might be able to point you in the right direction. That's the cool thing about this live stream and the fact that there's a ton of DJs in the chat. A lot of you might actually have more experience with some of the entry-level controllers that I have. I see new controllers come out. I don't get my hands on all controllers. So there's a possibility that there's a lot of new entry-level controllers out there that you have at home right now or that you've tried already and that you know more about. So as soon as Scotty comes back with more info to let us know like the budget and the software, then maybe we can point them in the right direction. All right. Also, when you release the record when dropping on the one, do you just lift your hand up on the pullback or do you push it forward and launch the record? So here's the thing. If you're using a direct drive turntable, it should have enough torque that if I'm just doing my normal back and forth motion for scratching, I let it go. I mean, there's a little bit of a forward motion, but basically when I'm scratching, I can just let it go. I don't have to give it like an extra push. If it was a belt drive turntable that does not have enough torque, a lot of times you would have to give it that little push. Otherwise, you were scratching, and then when you would let go, you would hear that startup sound. So it depends on the turntable, but most direct drive turntables, most new turntables should have enough power to just go. All right, I'm going to see if I can speed up my my scroll through the chat and the questions because I want to take a look at some of these Black Friday deals going on. So yeah, I see Aaron saying the same thing. Like action cams probably capture motion better than a webcam, and I would agree. I think that would definitely be the case. Like I think also with most action cams, they offer you more different options when it comes to how you want to capture your image as well, compared to a lot of the webcams. Or you have webcam software and you can change things in the software. I prefer to have that on cam. And with my GoPro, for instance, I can just go on screen and just tap on that screen, choose my resolution, choose how wide I want my angle to be. So I like the way that works. So Mixmaster, I'm going to get to you in a second. I see you on screen, so I see that you're posting right now. I'm going to try to catch up here a little bit. Do you use Mixed-In Key, K-Smooth? No, I don't use it a lot. Don't use it as much as I should probably try to use it. all my tracks are analyzed so I can see the key, but it is still something I've never gotten used to actually using. My ears help me out, so I do hear when something's clashing, when the key is definitely not right. And sometimes during my live mixes, I take two tracks that I haven't mixed before, and once I start my transition, I hear them together. I'm like, oh, these keys do not match. In that case, the mixed in key information could have helped me out. So it is useful. I think it's more useful for people who do longer transitions, because with hip hop and R&B, most of the times my transition is 8 bars max. And half of the time I'm taking one of the two tracks out already and start scratching with it. So if I was doing different genres of music and I would do a lot of like 16 or 32 bar mixes, you would want to make sure that those tracks actually match when it comes to the key, because sonically it becomes more interesting, and then it allows you to play with the music without hearing that clash. Talking about longer transitions, I want to talk about that new Pioneer mixer in a second as well, the faderless mixer. Your thoughts on the Technics MK7? Not a lot of thoughts. I mean, feature-wise, it looks like a great SL1200, but the price tag on the new Technics turntables is just ridiculous to me. Technics had the perfect opportunity to come back into the game, even though they were out of the game for a long time, and the SL1200 was still like an old school club standard. All of these other brands came out with great turntables. They could have been right back in the mix if they would just price their turntable competitively. So same price or lower, instead of going way above on some elite level type stuff like, hey, we're back and we're way more expensive. And that's why I hardly hear anyone who bought them, because they're just way too expensive. And there's no upside really if you compare it to like a VL12 or like a RP8000 Mark II, or like the PLX 1000s. I don't see why I would want to buy a Mark 7 compared to those, with the price difference being there. But they look great though. It's still the Technics. Will you do more tutorial videos? Yes, indeed. Tutorials and courses. That is what's high on my priority list right now. Thanks for the venue. I've been into DJing for about 1 year, working on scratching. I feel I made strides, but not sure what to look for to get a feel if I'm on the right track or just wasting time. Ron, I see you. Yeah, it also depends on your ear, I think. Like I could hear if I was rhythmically correct or not. That's my drumming background that really helped me out. I could tell if I got my timing right or not. But if that's something you can't hear yourself, then it would really help to get like an expert opinion on that. So people with experience, and you know that they can give you an expert opinion, and see if you can get some feedback from them. That would probably be the best thing that I could give you as advice. All right. Get some donations going so we can donate. Well, if you check out right in the middle of my screen, there is a PayPal Me link right there. And that is definitely open to donations. So that is a place where people can always support the channel. So that's paypal.me/DJ TLM. That is one thing I have up right now. But I appreciate that, James. I appreciate the support for real. Gus Gomez, I already saw you. I didn't shout you out yet. Salute to you, fam. Always good to see you. 9 Iron, 30 frames per second, good enough for DJ streams. I believe that is like a standard that I'm using now as well. Like normally when I shoot my own videos, I do 24 frames. I mean, it has the more quote unquote cinematic look. I like 24 frames, but I believe for streaming 30 is the way to go. I don't think we need more than that. For gaming, I can understand that might be a thing. I don't believe we need that for our DJ streams. Up until this point, what I've seen looking back at my DJ streams, I think this is perfectly fine. So I'm using 30 frames per second as well. Feels good, Dios. Can you briefly describe the equipment I see right now on screen? Not interested in the mouse and keyboard. No, I totally understood that. I was not going to get into this little, very basic mouse and keyboard because these two are actually like super basic. I just wanted some wireless stuff because I already have so many wires going on here. So just to keep it very short, first of all, I'm going to mention this one more time, and you can, where can you find that link as well? Well, the link appears in the Twitch stream. So if I think you're on Twitch, yeah, you're here. So that link will come by in the chat a couple of times. But if you go to kit.co, kit.co/DJ TLM, you can see all of the information about all of my setups. But in the middle is my video switcher, and that is the ATEM Mini Pro by Blackmagic Design. I have all my inputs going in there, the video inputs. So that camera is going in there. That camera is going in there. My computer screen from the studio PC is going in there. So that's all there. Let's stay here for a sec. No, let's go back. You need to see this. Sorry. So ATEM Mini Pro. I'm not using this right now for the stream, but this is my audio interface. So that is the Universal Audio Apollo Solo. That is not needed for stream as well, but that is here as well. That is my monitor switcher. That is the Mackie passive big knob to switch between my two monitor sets. This is the heart of my podcasting system, the Rodecaster Pro by Rode. 4 channels, 4 microphones. You can import your phone audio, Bluetooth connection. That Bluetooth is connected to my iPad Pro right there. That is actually sending the beat there. It can record the audio as well. You can also connect it to your computer and turn it into an audio interface. So that's what's happening there. And I'm speaking into a Rode pod mic. So if I missed anything, kit.co/DJ TLM. All right. Mixmaster G says, during the ADE streams, I've been in contact with the lady at YouTube responsible for IP stuff. She told me that their content ID system can not only detect direct, but it can also detect up to 5 months after the stream. Yeah. And the thing is, there's always new songs that are getting added to that content ID system because I get like copyright claims in my inbox now from videos that are on my old YouTube channel from like 12 years ago. So a certain song just currently got added to that system, and then you can still, even 12 years later, get that copyright claim. So that can happen at any time. Okay, D-Boy020 has to go. He has to go watch Ajax, our local football team. That's soccer for you U.S. peeps out there. Amsterdam represent all day. I'm not really into watching, so I had no idea they were even playing. A lot of fun to you, and salute to Ajax, of course. All right. So that's the thing with the content system, indeed. Mulberry, because of tapes back in the days, minimum of 90-minute sessions. Yeah. So I would do the same thing. Like I would record my tapes and then sit down and listen to them. The good old tape days. Hits Danny, what's going on? Salute to you. Let's see. I also love the on-screen chat because you could, yeah, I saw that. Also gauge it. Yep, indeed. I have a GoPro as an action webcam. Would you prefer a DSLR for your main streaming device? Yeah, I mean, the GoPros are great for these type of scenarios, like getting this or sometimes even a close-up shot. Put it right next to a turntable and get a nice little shot going. But the image is different if you compare it to like a DSLR or mirrorless cameras. So currently, like I'm using my main cam here. That's my GH4, my Panasonic GH4. A lot of times I have my M50 in here as well. That's normally my vlogging camera. Use that one as well. But the image is different, and the option that you have using different lenses on it, it's more versatile in that way. But they are a lot bigger, not as easily placed everywhere compared to like a GoPro. But like for my normal channel, like for my YouTube channel as well, I film my videos with a camera like that because I have that now. When I didn't have that, I only had one little camera. That was my camera for everything. So, yeah. I just saw something else in here. I got to say what my wifey is telling me here. She's talking about her son in a video. What's going on? Okay, I'll see that later. So yeah, anything will work. Your GoPro could definitely be your main streaming if you have a GoPro now. That could be your main streaming camera. I see a lot of streams where people have GoPros. I see a lot of like cool action shots where they use that as well. It could work perfectly fine, but once you do have the option between more cameras, I will probably not use the GoPro as my main cam. All right. Congrats, 9 Iron. That was not my suggestion. Someone else's idea. TLM picked up on it. Okay, I missed 9 Iron's question, I think. I still do not trust the way this works. Okay, I'm just going to continue. Style Johnson. Thanks again, fam. Yes, sir. Salute to you. Mixmaster G said, I had to tell some guys on Reddit the other day how mixtapes actually started. Yeah, man, that's a different era right there. The mixtape era. Yeah, Mixmaster G, you said this a while ago, and I didn't read it out yet, but interaction is the key to successful streaming. If you want to know what I mean, look at guys like DJ Scene, Scratch Bastard, and of course, TLM. I think so too. Especially if you take a look at the amount of DJs that are streaming. I understand that if you're watching a stream, it will give you an extra type of sensation when you feel like you're actually interacting with the DJ. And I've seen DJs out there that play and hardly ever interact. And I see a lot of comments going on, but they never interact. Like for me, it's harder for me to interact with people during this live stream compared to the DJ live stream, because I'm in a train of thought sometimes when I'm answering questions. And even though I see stuff happening, I can't interrupt my own thoughts and speech every second to do a shout out. But when I'm DJing and I see all of the things come in, I try to interact and get everything I see on screen because I know it's appreciated. And I have it myself too. When I tune into another DJ and I just leave a quick what's up and I see the DJ respond and they just shout you out, you feel like, hey, you had that little connection. Even though you're not standing next to each other, you just basically acknowledged each other's presence. And that's a cool thing. So speaking about interaction, 559 Juice, salute, thanks for the follow. And I think I already had James Dixon in there, but salute to all of you. See, that's the thing. That's harder when you're speaking to get to that compared to when you're DJing. But I think it's important. You have the chance to interact with your audience as a DJ. When you do live streams, you should take full advantage of that. And DJ Easy 509, I see you with the highlighted message, and salute to you. Salute, salute, salute. I think I may have missed another highlighted message. Oh, that was DJ. That was DJ Easy. Was that it? Was that it? Or did I miss another highlighted? No, that was it. Okay, we're good. Gus Gomez still here. That's tough. Learning to DJ and learning how to stream. Yeah, doing it at the same time is a little tricky though. That is really a little tricky. Like DJing first. And I mean, I know that's not Gus Gomez speaking about Gus Gomez because you've been streaming for quite some time. You know how to DJ and stream. I've seen you in action. You know how to do it. Michelle, what's good? Ixia. That's the cool thing about the on-screen thing, indeed. That's a new thing coming in while I'm still way back. And like Gus Gomez said, like being on the radio helped a lot with how to stream, because as a DJ on radio, you also don't have the audience in front of you. And maybe you had like call-ins and stuff like that, but it already helps you to get used to DJing and looking at different things. So maybe you were already in control of the rest. I did that for a long time too. Let me see if I can pull that up so you can see how that setup looked. I used to do a DJ show on a national station here for their urban division. and I used to do that mix show. But while I did that mix show, I would always have, I would connect to their webcam, log into my Ustream, and I would broadcast live so people could tune in to my mix show to actually see what I was doing. I thought it was so important because I wanted people to see. I needed the radio people to see what I was doing. And yeah, I can pull up a clip right here. So again, it's not going to be audio, but the audio is not the important part. It's all about just showing you that you had to multitask while you were doing that. Let me just pull up that screen real quick. So that's me right there in the radio setup that we had at that station. And that's the DJ set. I was bringing my NS7 when I was DJing there. But when I wanted to host, I had the mic right there. And then you have like the giant mixing board, radio mixing board. And there were like 4 monitors to show all of the DJ equipment, DJ software or radio software and everything that was happening. And I had to play jingles, start jingles from the radio software in between. So now I'm going from my DJ set. Now I'm hosting for the crowd at home. I had one computer screen open that would show me like requests and stuff that came in through, I don't know, I was using Twitter, I think. So you're multitasking there as well. I have to touch different things on that mixer. At the same time, you're still DJing live. So you have to move back and forth between that. I had to use those headphones to listen to monitor what was happening on the radio. But then I had to take them off again to go back to my DJ set. And I had a different set of headphones there when I was mixing there. So yeah, radio can teach you a lot when you're playing like that as well. Is that a Mark Echo turntable watch? No. The watches, I had a Mark Echo pendant that had like a turntable on it. The watch was from a brand called Flood, FLUD. So that was a different brand. And here I'm checking out. So now I'm checking out like comments on the screen that were coming in from people watching the live stream. Then I had to go back to DJing. And then sometimes you had to go back to the radio settings. So that definitely, it sharpens you for the things I'm doing now with live streaming. And I'm still learning now because like Twitch has their own way that they do things, and the streaming software has all sorts of features. And so, for instance, now I even have to still go back and forth if I want to see what's happening on Mixcloud, because that's not being sent through. So DJ Scotty lets us know now, using Virtual DJ 8. As for a budget, looking at around probably 200 US. Unless there really isn't anything worth using in that range. So for all the people tuned in, a DJ controller that's also suitable for virtual DJ for around $200. Anything out now? Maybe we can find something in the Black Friday deals. Maybe there's something happening there as well. That could be cool. So let me see. Oh, by the way, I didn't even ask, but I already checked before, so it should be straight. There's no delay between the audio and the image anymore, right? Because this camera had that little delay. That delay should be gone now, right? Because I changed the little setting within the A10 Mini Pro, and I put like 3 frames of delay on the audio. So now they should be synced up, because my M50 was synced up, but anytime I use this cam, you could tell that there was a delay going on. So that's so dope that you could just go into the computer, you go to the settings of the A10 Mini Pro, you adjust that delay, because that was kind of bothering me. And especially since I'm using this as the main cam right now, it would look really stupid if it would be off. But I have a second account on Twitch now. That's just a little test account. So anytime before I start streaming, I go to that test account, log in, quickly go live, and that allows me to see what's going on. Hey, we have a follow from Rob Manga and Rob Manga. Even op zijn Nederlands. Legendary DJ from the Netherlands. Been DJing longer than I've been DJing, if I'm not mistaken. So that's definitely one of the OGs in the game. Salute to you. Let's see. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so like Gomez said, that radio thing, I can understand how that can help you out. So let's see. So yeah, I don't know why so artist PHN. So I don't know why that drop mixing is not sounding good to you. What it is. So maybe what you could do is do a short little recording, and maybe post that somewhere so people can see it, and maybe we can see what's going on and what's happening. And it doesn't have to be just me, but people can give you some tips maybe. All right, I see a question here, and that's something that I've been looking for as well, or looking at as well. Green screen or natural setting? What's your preference for live streaming a set? Now, at the moment, I truly prefer just doing it with my own backgrounds, and that's working just fine for me because I have options to create pretty nice backgrounds. You cannot go wrong with a vinyl wall. That's gonna always work. But like for instance, last stream on Monday, I didn't even use that. I used my my overview cam on the DJ set. That was basically the main view, and I was taking advantage of the picture-in-picture to do my interaction with the audience. But then again, I also had like a quote-unquote artistic view where I placed my GH4 right next to one of the turntables, so you could see the side of the turntable, which was a pretty cool look to me. And I'm perfectly fine playing around with that. Now, green screen does give you a couple of options because you can basically have anything as a background. I see a lot of people kind of go overboard and feel that they have to add crazy backgrounds to keep their live stream interesting. And if your only frame is you from a distance behind your DJ set, then I can understand that that's not the most interesting to look at. See, for me, I treat it a little bit differently because I give you guys that close-up view of my set when I'm playing and when I'm doing most of my technical stuff. So I'm giving that view so people can actually see what I'm doing. If you just have a camera somewhere in front of you, you can see the set, but it's not the same. You're not actually getting a good look at the DJ's point of view. So that for me is more important. Some DJs really go overboard with their backgrounds and it becomes almost a distraction. And what I do see with a lot of people using green screens is that you can tell that the way they keyed it is it takes a little bit of color out of you as well. And I've had that same problem when I was doing a couple of DJ City videos a couple of years ago. I was using a green screen as my background for them, and I could tell that it just took some of the color out of me as well. That was not a good look. Or sometimes you can see that there's not enough room between the DJ and the green screen, and then it will give that little green glow. You catch a little bit of that green because you have lighting on your green screen that reflects on you, and then you get that little bit of green backlight. It all starts to look really unnatural. And because I did not want to have extra things that I had to worry about, I stayed away from it for now. But I still have my green screen, so I'm already set for that. So I'm good to try it out in the future. I plan to experiment with it as well, because that's the great thing about streaming. You don't have to stick to anything. Do what you want to do. So I will experiment with green screens at a certain point. But at the moment, I don't know what. I don't have the backgrounds I would want to use for it. So it would have to be functional. So for instance, whenever I will do, and I will do those because I have like 1,500, more than 1,500 videos, music videos ready that I've had for years to do a DJ set where I'm doing just videos. If I do that, I want that video on screen as well. And I prefer to have the video on screen large. I could do that in different ways. You could have like a separate video input in OBS and make 2 different screens. That is an option, but you could also have a green screen behind you and then just project it onto that green screen and have the video as the background. So there's options. I'm going to look into that, but I'm definitely not sure. Have you used Serato Bridge? Do you still use it? Can you still use that? Bridge does not work with Serato DJ Pro, does it? I never got into it because I wasn't into Ableton at the time, but I wanted to get into it, and it looked really interesting to me to use a combination of Serato Scratch Live and Ableton. But I could be wrong, but as far as I remember, when they switched to Serato DJ, I think that bridge kind of died. I never heard or saw it again, but I might be wrong. All right. Jimmy Green in here. Yes, Mixmaster G is Dutch. I'm answering for you. And 9 Iron is not. By the way, I have 2 P-Rock Seal Smooth remixes for you to check out. Let me know where to send them. You can listen to them. My email is available everywhere, so check out my profile or check out djtlm.com to find my contact info, but you can find it on Instagram as well. I don't know if there's a contact section on my Twitch page. Actually, I don't remember. But it's there, but it's easy. TLM at djtlm.com. As a beginner myself, you taught me a lot during the stream. All right, that's great to hear. Alfonso's going to stalk me on Twitch. That's all good. And what else is going on here? Oh, see, why is that not showing up? Why? Okay, I got to be here. Let's see, Timmy Snyder. Depends on your natural background. Yep. I got the vinyl. Yeah. I mean, I love the background. I mean, I can do so much with that. I can have that as a background. I basically, my studio setup could be a background as well, which would probably look pretty cool too. But I don't need it right now. So 9 Iron, you were streaming at 60 FPS, no issues. Last stream had a pixelating at 30 frames. See, that's the thing. I do believe you have to have a better connection if you go 60 frames per second. There's more data going on compared to 30. So if you have a good connection, then 60 will probably work fine as well. 30 is probably the safer place to be, though. All right. I was trying to catch up, and it didn't work yet. Yeah, 9 Iron. Great info about Fiverr logos last week. Yeah, I already talked to some people who already had logos made since then. Yeah, man, Fiverr is it's just great for that. It is a great option to use for that. 100%. All right. For the vibes, I'm trying to get through this. All right, so here we already have a suggestion from DJ named Vest. There's a Black Friday deal right now for Phase DJ for $2.99 instead of $3.99. So if you were looking at Phase, that is definitely a nice drop in price right there. Look, I want to continue with the questions, but I also want to start taking a look at the at some of the Black Friday deals going on. So I'm going to just scroll through this. Let's see. Best format to save my music from Sherwin, MP3, FLAC. Well, best is kind of subjective. I mean, best if you're looking for best quality, then you're going to look at formats like FLAC and WAV, but they take up more space. So it all depends on how much music we're talking about, how much space do you have. If it's going to be MP3, go for that highest, go for that 320. I do that with a lot of my music. And if you're really into your quality and you want the best quality, then you want to go for something like a lossless format or WAV, but that's going to take up so much more space. So, yeah, for most people, MP3 at 320 would be the way to go. And I see DJ named Vest basically is telling you the same thing. All right, I'm going to try to go through this a little bit more. See, there's a lot of conversations going on here I don't have to look at, so that's good. You're talking to each other. Boom, 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 boom. That's all you. That's all you, because I want to get to those Black Friday things. So I'm going to go there for a second. And if I haven't gotten to any of your questions yet, I'm sorry. You can do it again. Bring it in here again. I want to go to a highlighted message, though, that I did not see for some reason from Ebens Matic. The best turntable to start out with. I'm not sure. I mean, I know there's cheap turntables out there, but some of those are like belt drive turntables. You definitely want to stay away from belt drive turntables. Go for a direct drive turntable. And Mixmaster G jumped in already asking if it's going to be for vinyl only or for DVS. It's going to be for DVS, mostly Serato, digital music. So let's see if there's already some good answers here. Check out the reloop tables. Yeah, but I don't know if they're really that cheap. Like, that's the question also. Like, do you have a certain budget if you're looking at because you're not asking for a budget turntable, you're asking for the best turntable to start out. Look, I can talk about great turntables, but they're not cheap. And I'm always scared to give, just start out telling people to buy like expensive stuff. So are you a beginner? Have you been playing for a long time and just looking to go for turntables now? Do you have a good budget? Because if you have the budget and you've been DJing for some time and you just want to switch to turntables like the Reloop RP8000 Mark II or 7000 as well, the Denon DJ VL12, the Pioneer PLX 1000, but we could also take it back a little bit and you could take a look at some of the Stanton turntables or a Vestax PDX 3000. There's a lot of options out there. I don't know which ones are readily available. There's other brands out there that I've heard good stories about, but I've never tried them before. So I don't want to just name something if I don't know what it's about. Curtis, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, like Mixmaster G is saying, you will need to have an audio interface to work for turntables and Serato. But maybe you already know that. Let's see, we got Boom Sounds in here. Real talk about the 1200 price. Yeah, man. I mean, I saw the announcement. I was like, dope. Then I saw the price. Was like, how could you misread the market like that when there's so many great options for turntables and you jump back into the game and you're going to go with that ridiculous price? I don't even remember the price, but it was like a shockingly high amount. That's all I remember. Let's see. What am I missing? Let's see if there's anything else happening here. DJ, okay, let's see. We got DJ TRB. Are you streaming to multiple platforms at once? Yeah, I'm using Restream.io, like DJ Scotty said, Restream.io, and that's how I'm sending my stream to Mixcloud, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Periscope, LinkedIn, as soon as that gets connected. And am I missing a platform? Twitch, Mixcloud, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope. And yeah, I was trying to do a custom on Amazon Live, and that was not working now, but it's not really important yet. Anyone else seen a difference at 30 and 60? Okay, that already happened. Boom, 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 boom. So Marilyn, why are you talking about that old video? What did I miss that you brought that up out of nowhere? But yeah, my son has a video on my channel, on my what's that, on my old channel or on this channel? Yeah, it's on this channel. But my son had I shot my son playing with my NS7, and that video has, I think, more views than any of my own videos, which is ridiculous. I think that was actually still on my old channel. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. Let me just check real quick. I think that video has over 800,000 or more views. Ridiculous. All right, let me see if I can do this. 212. I have to go to this channel, your channel, DJ Oh no, I'm on the wrong channel. Switch. Yeah, that's the problem when you have more accounts. I can't even see it here. You know what? Never mind. I'll just look it up. We can see how many it has. Toddler DJ Newmark. That should get me straight there. Oh, it didn't. What? That's not the first video? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's from 10 years ago when he was 2 years old. That video has 883,000 views. That is crazy. That's if you haven't seen that video, it's a funny video to see. You can see a 2-year-old going at it on my NS7. That's my boy when he was 2 years old, and he was working it. He was like feeling himself to the fullest, feeling the music, like hosting, doing the lyrics, and then at a certain point he starts cutting it up and rapping over it. Now there we go. But you got to go check that out with audio. But like, damn, 883,000 views. I don't think any of my videos have that. I don't think any of my videos have reached that. But we can see. I think I'm getting closer though. My baby scratch video is almost there. It's at 800K. I'm catching up slowly. Yeah, but that's still crazy though, man. That was a lot of fun though. That was a fun video. Still cannot believe that there were like 200 people who disliked that video. Then you have no soul in your body, man. Why you want to dislike a 2-year-old having fun on decks? That's stupid. All right. So, peeps, I may have missed your question. I'm going to say I'm sorry about that because I want to get into some Black Friday stuff for a second. DJ 101, a.k.a. Boa Ninjas. What about the laptop to run it all? Gaming specs. So you mean DJ software, streaming, and everything? I mean, you want to make sure you have a good CPU in there. Of course, your processor has to be, it doesn't have to be the most powerful, but you want to make sure you have something that is able to run all of that. You want to have a good GPU, so a graphics card in there, so that can take some of the load off the CPU, especially for the streaming part of the situation. And make sure your RAM is up there. There's a lot of laptops out there that can do that for you. That will definitely be suitable to make that happen. All right, I still see questions I want to answer. Philip Tan has a good question here as well. What's the preferred way to play to start a live stream session? Right away with music, some banter, a pre-show loop so subscribers can see your notification. I think you need the first 10 to 15 minutes at least to let people come in. That being said, there's always a couple of people that are there from the beginning. I'm not going to just have those people sit around for 10 to 15 minutes and wait. So, for instance, with this live stream, I basically start talking from the beginning. But if there's a specific thing that I told people I was going to do, then I will not start out with that. Now, in this case, that was the Black Friday thing. And we're already 2.5 hours in and we're still not there yet. But when I'm doing my music, it's the same thing. I have a countdown that I start with. That's like 3 minutes long that says stream is starting. Now, first couple of people will see that and they'll hear some music and then it will start. But when I start, I'll start to play and I'll announce myself. I'll introduce myself or start talking. But I make sure that I do that introduction again like 3-4 times during the first hour. And sometimes even after 2 hours, I might do it again because people also come into the stream at different times. So after 2 hours, I might still say, yeah, you're tuned in to Crates. This is DJ TLM broadcasting live, whatever. And same thing with this, even though here it's a little bit different because, like I said, if I'm on a train of thought and I'm talking, I don't always get to it. But I should, on this stream also, every now and then, just take a look at the cam and say, if you're just tuning in, this is the Share the Knowledge live stream, our DJ Q&A show, where you can ask me any DJ-related questions. I stream every Wednesday, start at 7 CET. That's what you should do every now and then to let people know, okay, if they just tuned in 5 minutes ago, they never seen the stream before, now they know. But yeah, I know that those first whatever minutes, people need to come in. People need to see their notification. You're not going to have like a grand audience within the first 2 minutes. That's not going to happen. But still, it's not like I wait around before I get into it unless I have a specific topic. Then I'll hold off with that topic before I get into it. All right, my CPU is old. If I had a better CPU, I think I could run 60 FPS no problem. Not sure what type of difference it really makes, however. It's a combination of all of those things. You want your RAM, CPU, and GPU to be sufficient to make everything run well. You can have a high-powered graphics card, but if your CPU is like old and not powerful, you can run into different ways of bottlenecking your system. So you want everything to be at a nice level, but it doesn't have to be like an Intel i9 1090K, whatever. It can be an i7. i5 would probably work as well. I would probably go for an i7. Get enough RAM in that system. So if 16 is okay, I would probably try to jump it up to 32, but 16 should be fine if it's just audio and streaming. And I have a video card that also allows you a little bit of power, because especially now we're streaming. If you're, for instance, I'm using OBS. In OBS, I have the option to use the GPU, the graphics card, to handle a lot of the processing that needs to be done. And especially with the NVIDIA cards, you have NVENC that you can use. That's the NVIDIA encoder that can help you with the streaming. So that takes away the job from the CPU. So in my case, I have an RTX 2060 Super in here, which is not the top of the line when it comes to graphics cards, but it is definitely a nice, powerful graphics card. It has 8 gigs of its own memory in there, and that can handle a lot of the work. Then I have 32 gigs of RAM in the system, and the GPU is definitely powerful enough to handle like anything that you throw at it. But there's a lot of laptops out there that have plenty on board to handle whatever needs to be handled. Okay, Mixmaster G, I thank you for jumping in with that. Only OBS on Windows has those options. OBS on Mac always relies on the CPU. The APIs to talk to the GPU are not available from Apple. That's a shame. I wonder if there's going to be a difference now with the new M1. If because now everything seems to be built together and work together, maybe that'll change the situation. But are you saying that there's no? So are you saying that on a Mac your GPU plays no role at all? It's all CPU? Because that's interesting to know. That's why that's why it's nice to have Mixmaster G on the screen, because he's into all of that and can give a lot of that info. So, okay, so OBS is 100% CPU. So, okay, in that case, you want to make sure that that CPU is definitely powerful enough. But I would say an i7 should definitely be enough if you're on Intel. If it's on a Ryzen system, like I have an i9 myself in here, but that i7 should probably be good enough as well. But there's plenty of info to be found about that online. All right. So, well, the computer issues I had, I could not find the problem, and I ended up just starting from the beginning again. I just installed a fresh version of Windows. I had to reinstall all of my software and take it from there, and that solved the problem. All right, I'm going to take 1 second to switch a battery. And that problem will be gone tomorrow as well. So I have to switch the battery on my GH4. But tomorrow I'm getting my dummy battery. And then it's going to be AC powered. And then I never have to change the battery again. Hold up. Hold up. That's the HDMI cable. Oh, wow. Hold up. Wow. Give me 1 second. I just broke an HDMI cable. I don't know if you can probably tell, maybe not. This thing, that plug is bent, and yeah, that's not gonna work anymore. Let's see if this is better. Are we back yet? No. I just hope I didn't just kill my camera output. Kind of looks like it. Nope. Yeah, maybe I just murdered my my HDMI out, but no worries. We're just gonna have to go into the backup system. All right. So all of these things can happen. That's what happens when you go live. And this is not the time for me to do like a total troubleshooting to see what it could be on the camera. Like, I truly hope I didn't just murder my HDMI output on that camera. But this is not the time to figure that out because we want the show to go on. Now, to be honest, even if I did not have my backup cam here, I could always just show you this top view and go into the computer angle when we look at the Black Friday stuff. But I would prefer to have this angle as well. So that's my M50 camera, the vlogging camera, as I call it. And that also works great. So we're just going to insert that one and use that one. First, let's see if it works before I start to install everything else. Because if it doesn't work, then it might not even be the ATA Mini, might not even be the camera, then it might be something else. So let's first just see if you even work. Because you are in there. Let's go, let's go. On, hello. There we go. So, okay, we have a working camera. I'm not gonna hold it in my hand. But now I can place it. Let me just get a tripod. I'll put it on the desk. So I hope this was not the end of my GH4's output. There is a second output that could be used, but I have to check what kind of output that is. So maybe that plug just killed my HDMI output on that one. And even though I would like a new camera, I can definitely not afford a new camera. So I would hope that that is still cool. So let me place the tripod and then we start checking out Black Friday. All right. My favorite little tripods right here. Those Manfrotto Pixies. Built like a freaking tank. Super small. And real easy to adjust. I love these. See, the M50 can be a little bit closer because it has a different type of lens on there. I have to place that GH4 a little bit further away. This one can be a little bit closer. So let's get the angle right. There we go. That is fine. Only thing I have to adjust is the display setting, and I have to turn off the autofocus. So if you go to manual focus, that's nice and sharp. Now we just want to get the info out the screen. That looks better when you're live streaming. All right. So we are back. We are good to go. It is what it is. And also, everything that just happened, that is a good learning experience. And that is something that will happen when you go live. You'll have to troubleshoot on the spot. And since I've been through so much different stuff with technical difficulties, live on stage, during DJ gigs, other gigs, you learn how not to panic and just think about how to solve things. Gomez DJ. Gomez, is that you? Gomez? Somehow I feel it is. After I see Rob Manga, I'm going to say Gomez DJ is Gomez. If it is you, bro, salute. If it's not you, then hey, different DJ Gomez, thanks for the follow. And Jimmy Lygen, thanks for the follow as well. All right, so if by any chance you just tuned into this live stream, this is the Share the Knowledge live stream, educational live stream for DJs where we talk shop. You can ask questions. We've been talking about all sorts of DJ related stuff, and we're about to take a look at some of the Black Friday deals that are available right now for DJs. Just a quick highlighted message here that I have to address. I didn't used to get on the mic as much at the club and bars, but streaming has helped me get more comfortable from easy. Yeah, that's the thing. It is a great learning tool as well. I mean, you could DJ the same way you DJ when you normally play. If you do a live stream and just not talk, but that's just not gonna work out the same way. Interacting is so much better. And yes, once you get back to normal DJing, now you have that within you. Now you know how to grab a mic and talk. Okay, so I see that DJ named Vest just dropped a couple of Black Friday deals on my Discord, so I'll take a look at that as well. And one thing I wanted to take a look at, and I'll see if I can add a little, I might add a link to that later. Where is that window? I had some stuff open in the window Or did I already put it here? Let's see. I think I already had that here. Some of this stuff is more interesting for producers and not especially for DJs, but especially nowadays when a lot of us are not just DJing, but also producing, editing, doing live streams, making recordings and posting those afterwards. It would be a good thing to check these out as well. For me personally, this is a thing that has become more interesting because I've started to just look more into all of the virtual instruments and plugins again, because I'm doing more on the computer now. Again, I was using Native Instruments machines, still use it, but now I'm expanding and doing more in the DAWs again, and looking at more plugins again. Execution Style NL, thanks for the follow, and DJ Ego, thanks for the follow as well. So that's what I'm into more now. Oh, the link to my Discord is being posted in the chat on Twitch multiple times. But if you're not watching on Twitch, I will be sure to add that link to the YouTube video as well, and maybe the other places as well. So if you're not familiar with Waves, Waves has been around for a long time, and they make a lot of mostly plugins, also some virtual instruments, but mostly plugins. I remember using Waves like way back in the days when we first started to do like mixtapes digitally, where we would burn them to CDs, record them on the computer, and we would have like the Ultra Maximizer from Waves. I think it was the L1 first before we got the L2, but that was like the thing at the end of the mix. You would get that Ultra Maximizer, which is basically a limiter, and boost that signal and make that entire mix louder. I think that was the first time I saw Waves, and I remember they always had like the Waves silver and gold bundle, but I wasn't that into plugins that I was checking out everything that they had in those bundles. But now I've been checking out a lot more of their stuff as well. Now, Waves basically has deals all year round. They always have certain deals on certain plugins, and that changes by the week. But of course, during Black Friday, they have more stuff going on. Now, they've been doing like early bird things for a couple of weeks now. And so they have like 30 off on your second plugin, 40 off on the third plugin, you name it. But I remember, and I still have to go get it myself. I'm not signed in now, but I have an account already. They have a free plugin, and it's a new CLA plugin. Now, CLA is the initials of an engineer called Chris Lord-Alge, and that's a well-known engineer who already has a bunch of plugins on the Waves platform, with some very cool plugins in here. Can I check it out when I'm not logged in? Okay, no. Well, so I'll make sure to leave a link to this so you can sign in and get that for free and check it out. And they have some other deals going on as well. They also have some combo deals for their entire plugins, but that's with SoundGrid, so then you need to have their hardware. So I'm going to leave a link to that free plugin. Now, one thing I did see, and that is on a different plugin site that's called Plugin Boutique. They have a bunch of crazy discount deals on certain plugins going on right now. Bundles, but also separate plugins where you see that real Black Friday element where they have some plugins that are up to 95% off. I've already gotten a couple, like some plugins that were normally like 100 and I don't know 40 or something, and I bought it for like $4 or $5. Oh, really? We're gonna go there? You're gonna go down that route? Come on, Plugin Boutique. That's not smart. People want to see what you have to offer. You cannot tell me that it's me, because other sites are working. Wow. All right, now you can go check that out yourself. I mean, it's not the most interesting thing for most DJs, but I know they have a bunch of crazy deals going on down there, and you got like plugins for $5 that are normally way more expensive. But it all depends on how much you are into this. If you might use plugins for your production, or maybe you're looking for certain plugins that can help you out with your DJ recordings. If you want to like mix a little bit after you recorded your sets, But okay, it's not working. Maybe that's working in a minute. Now, what's happening with Serato? I did already check for a second. They have 50% off on Serato Studio and on Serato Sample. And I think that's it. So that could be interesting if you were into adding something like that. Now, Serato Studio is also like a production tool. So that's pretty simple. 50% off, which is nice. Native, I have not checked what they have to offer. I just saw that they had a 50% off, but I have no idea how much off, if it's off on everything. I see 190 plus software products half price. Now, I can't lie, I basically have their stuff. So there's not a lot for me in here, but a lot of their virtual instruments I see are in here. I already have complete Ultimate, the Collector Edition 13. So that's basically everything you see here is in there already. And that's a lot. I don't even want to install everything because it's so much. All right, so they have 50% off, but that's all on the software. I don't know if there's anything happening with their hardware. Anything happening here? All right, I see. No, not. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tractor. Tractor, if you're looking for Tractor 3 Pro is half price as well. So, okay. Now, if you're into DJ courses, and you will still have to wait a while for mine. And if you want a DJ course right now, I see Digital DJ Tips has offers on their DJ courses. And look, even though I'm going to do my own DJ courses, that will not prevent me from showing you deals from courses that are available right now. So check out their courses. I know they always have a lot of courses. And they say you can save like 223 of some you can save $100, but they have like a ton of courses, like a ridiculous amount of courses. All right, I saw some tips because like I said, I have a couple of things open, but not that many. Take a quick look at Plugin Alliance. That's one more. I use their service already because they also have like a subscription service where you basically get like a bunch or all of their plugins for a monthly price. I did that now because it will allow me to just experiment and try out plugins. And if I see stuff I really like, then in the future I might buy it. They have the bundles, but I thought they had a deal. I saw that in my email. I don't see it here though, where they had like all of their, here it is, like any plugin, $29.99, which is crazy because some of their plugins that they sell are way more expensive. Now, I have not had enough time to experiment with their plugins to say I need this or that. So I don't know if I'm going to get anything now, but they currently have that going on. Now, I saw a couple of things. Okay, so the guys at Crossfader have deals right now too. Let me see if I can pull up their site in a second. And what else is going on here? Why can't I scroll through this? It'll only show me those two messages. Oh yeah, FabFilter is definitely also a very good for plugins. They have a couple of plugins that are on my list of plugins that I would like to have, and I didn't even know this. They're Dutch. Is it FabFilter.com? I forget. I didn't even know that they were Dutch, but they were Dutch. I was just going through their the site a while ago because I still want to try their Pro Q EQ, the Pro Q3, and there's a couple of others I want to try. And I just wanted to see, like, I contact companies to see if they might want to do like a collab with my channel, like allow me to review some of their stuff. So I look for contact info, and oh no, I can't do it like this. And when I just checked out their content, I was like, I saw, I think even Amsterdam, not even just Holland, but Amsterdam is like, what, wait a minute, they're from here? But I have not connected with them yet, but yes. Also something, I think it's just soundtoys.com. They also have a couple of plugins that I really want to check out. And they got a nice deal too. They have like 55% off Sound Toys 5. That's their whole bundle, which is the one I really want to get, but I can't do it right now. And their effect rack is off too, 70% off their normal plugins. So if you're into plugins, Sound Toys got some great stuff as well. So hold up, let me see. I saw someone say, let me just scroll to the end because I saw a couple of suggestions. Okay, so Beatport is also 50% off. I see, at least 50% off. So that's pretty cool. Mixmaster G just added that. So it's not for me because I don't use Beatport. I'm not into house like that. But if you are and you normally use Beatport, then that is definitely pretty cool. I saw someone else just post something. I think another suggestion for Black Friday deals. Come on. Oh yeah, I gotta go to my Discord, I guess, to see what else he just posted there. Anything else in here? Kenneth Vallejo, what's going on? Thanks for the follow. And DJ Ego, thanks for the follow. I think I already said that. All right, let me quickly just jump to my Discord to see the deals. Show me. Let's open out in the browser for now. And let me see. Log in. Give me a sec. Oh, really? Okay. Hold up. Sometimes I forget I have like the authentication on most of my apps now. Sometimes I have to remember which one I used for which service, because I totally don't remember which one I used for their service. Which one did I use for my Discord? Bess, any chance you can let us know any of those just in the chat instead of the Discord? Doesn't even have to be the link, but just so we know. That might even be easier. So I honestly don't remember which authentication I used. Okay, I just sent it to myself as a phone message. That should be cool. Okay, Discord, there we go. Let me just add that real quick so we can log in. 24. Yes, I can say that out loud because that's going to be different anytime. All right, what's happening here in the Discord? So Jimmy, the lag between your comment and me seeing it, that doesn't really have anything to do with Twitch. It's because I'm that far behind, because it sometimes takes a long time to answer a question. In the meantime, stuff just rolls by. And I'm looking at different different chat windows as well. And sometimes the Twitch window is a little bit different than that Restream window when things are added and where. All right, so Smash Vision, if you're into video DJing, it's a site I used, like I mentioned, I have like over 1,500 videos, music videos to use for DJing. Most of the videos I have actually come from Smash Vision, and I see that they have 50% off right now on a 1 or 3 month subscription. Thank you for that one, because I'm going to be doing that right after this stream, because like I said, I want to do a video stream in the future. I have a lot of videos, but I want to make sure I add some of the new stuff, because I haven't added videos to my collection in quite some time. So that's dope. Smash Vision has 50% off. And then III has 30% off. III makes headphones. I don't know if they make other stuff, but you have to subscribe to their newsletter. Yeah, Beatport. The 30-day trial of Beatport link is not just... oh, okay. Because you can always get a 30 days free trial of Beatport link, I think. Oh, no, BeatSource does that. I don't know if Beatport normally does that. So 30 days Beatport link for free, and you receive 2 months of Serato DJ Suite as well. Okay, that's cool. And I see a follow from Wax Cutter. Salute to you, Wax Cutter. I see you. And have I checked out PSSL? No. Let me know. Serato Flip for $1 or 50% off Serato Studio. Yeah, Serato Studio we saw. $1 for Serato Flip. So that's pretty cool as well. Okay. I might pull up Crossfader as well to see what's going on there. But you can just check out the guys from Crossfader on their site. After the stream is done and the replay will be available on YouTube, I'm going to just have a section in the underneath in the info. I'll add in the subscription box. I'll add some of these links so you can go back to those. Now, some of those links again will probably be affiliate links, but with an affiliate link, you still pay the same amount. You just support the channel when you purchase anything through that link. All right, so that's that. I think I kind of caught up. Maybe I just ran over a couple that I missed now, but I see a lot of comments aren't specifically for me because you are having a nice conversation amongst each other as well. So I don't think I have to answer everything there. Now, I hope I did get every of the highlighted questions because I definitely don't want to miss out on any of those. That is not something that's supposed to happen. And I hope I caught everyone who has followed me as well. That's important to me too. Yeah, that's looking good. So yeah, to go back to that computer thing for a second, like it took a lot of work. Like when you have to start from, like I have a new computer. I built the computer a couple of months ago now. Once I built it, I installed everything. So I had so many plugins and everything on there, which is not hard to do. It just takes time, especially since I went a little bit overboard. Like I said, I have Native Instruments Complete 13, the collector's edition. So that's an incredible amount of plugins and virtual instruments. I installed a lot of that. A lot of the expansion packs, especially for Machine, because that's my main production tool. But I also did the same thing with my Plugin Alliance subscription. I have their total subscription. So with that, you get all of their plugins, but I installed most of it. Then I have a bunch of Wave plugs and I also installed a bunch of those. Now I had room, but again, it took a lot of time to install everything. But I had a specific issue and I could not figure out what it was. The computer just crashed at random times, sometimes after like 2 days, sometimes it would do it like 3 times in an hour. Couldn't figure it out. So I just decided after those couple of weeks, like I just started from scratch. Just reinstall Windows, everything clean, and went from there. Now, the cool thing is I have a bunch of hard drives in my computer. So all of my project files for all my video projects, audio projects, you name it, those are on a separate disk. Then I have a library disk, which holds all of my other like audio files. And I have a separate media cache disk. So I did have to install the software again, but all of my projects and everything was safe and still there. So that's cool. And now everything is working. And now I can normally just stream on the computer. And using my ATEM Mini Pro, this device is a lifesaver. Streaming through that is great. It works great. So I have no issues doing that, but it does not allow me the same amount of freedom you get with streaming on a computer with software like OBS. Now, the cool thing is this is always my fail-safe. So the Ethernet is connected to this device. If by any chance anything would happen and OBS would stop, I could just hit on air on that device. It will start streaming immediately. And all of the streaming, the platforms will only see it as a short interruption in the stream. So Twitch, Mixcloud, YouTube, everything will continue. You would have like a short dropout and then I would be back on. The only difference is then you would not see the overlays. So it's great to have that safety net. That makes me feel very comfortable using a computer to stream because I know that the backup is there. That is a reassuring feeling when you're working. When you're streaming and the computer is the only thing and something happens, hey, I mean, if it happens, it happens, but it would be pretty nasty, especially if it takes you a long time to start up again, people who were watching are probably not watching anymore. Getting them back is going to be something else as well. So yeah, but I'm happy it's working now, so I get to experiment with all the overlays. Philip Dan, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, that is that. All right, let's see. Did I miss anything else? Paul Saidi from Tanzania. All right, thanks for tuning in. Salute to you. Yeah, I don't think you can add the URLs in your own URLs in the chat. I think I can only do that with my stream bot going in here. The Stream Elements can do that, and I think my Restream account can do that. Maybe my moderator can do that as well, but I'm not sure. Then we got Last KG that I see here, and that could be a message from quite some time ago too. Hi. So we'll have to see what happens there. So no other suggestions though for Black Friday. Like I said, I haven't seen everything. I saw some other things come by in my email, but those things are just not important for what's it called, for DJs and producers. So I'm not going to mention those here. But that's it. All right. Anything here? Yeah, that's you talking. That's all of you talking there. ATEM reboot to sync it again. No, I don't have to jump into that, I think. All right. I have an idea for next time, by the way, that I want to incorporate. And I don't know if I'm going to do it in the Share the Knowledge live stream because of the copyright issues. But I did receive questions. I always receive questions during my mix live streams on Monday during crates. And I thought it could be a cool idea to take some parts from my mix live stream and basically do a breakdown. Like I received that question too. My mixes on Monday are not prepared. So I saw that question come by. Is this something that's prepared in advance? No, it's not. I basically have no idea what I'm going to play. Besides the fact that I might have a folder with a couple of new downloaded tracks that I downloaded that day or week that I feel might be interesting to play. And I'll add those so I have them on the computer. Beyond that, everything that happens on the spot. So me playing a track and all of a sudden just hitting loop because I got an idea to mix another track into it, that happens on the spot. But it could be cool to do like a breakdown of certain sequences, like when I see a part that's interesting, or if you've seen a part in my mix and you're like, yo, could you talk about that, what you do there? Then we could do like breakdowns of that. But I might just do that in a separate stream. Just take a couple of moments from my live mix and talk about the process, about what happens there while I'm doing the mix. So what am I doing in the software? What am I doing with my EQ? How did I choose to do a transition like that? Because all of that happens on the spot. So after I've done it, I can talk about that. DJ Rewind says, same here. That's how I roll as well. You're talking about the streaming setup? Because, yeah, that works for me very well indeed. Or if you're talking about the freestyle DJing, that's just the way I prefer to play. So, yeah, I might do some prepared stuff in the future. If I'm like, hey, I want to do some... I want to do something specific with like certain artists, then I might go to the trouble of actually making a special folder, making sure I set all the cue points in advance, because if you're watching my mix streams, you can tell like half of the time I still have to set cue points, so you can tell it's not prepared at all. But sometimes I might do that extra little prep and basically have an idea of what I'm going to do that day. But for now, with crates, it's all about what I feel like doing in that moment. And that works great for me. But it would be cool to break some of that down, because I see questions here and there, and I can't go through an entire breakdown while I'm doing a mix show. So I have to do that on a separate occasion. So yeah, that's something I could add. So yeah, let me know if you're down for something like that. Yeah, Rewind, you were talking about the freestyle DJing. Yeah, it just works for me. Like with your own stream, you don't have to depend on the audience. So you could actually just do whatever and prepare an entire thing to play something you really wanted to do that way. But it's never been my style of playing, so that's why it's not in my system to roll like that. So indeed, this feels most comfortable to me. As long as I know what music I have on my computer, I'm perfectly good to go. All right, speaking about good to go, we're already past the 3-hour mark, and I still have some work to do. So I think I'm gonna go to that work. I'm gonna check out a couple of these links, and I'll add them to the replay, at least on YouTube, and possibly on I can't do it here on Twitch, I think. Maybe I can do it in the description probably. So I'll add some of those links there so you can check those out. And I'll be back on Monday with a new episode of Crates, my weekly mix show. So for all of my info, check out my page here on Twitch. You can find my schedule there. Follow me here on Twitch, and check me out on Instagram, DJTLM.com. And of course, check the YouTube channel, DJ TLM TV. New content coming very soon. Podcast is coming back as well. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, I'm going to be out. Let me adjust a little thing. Last time during my stream, something I learned again, I had an end screen that shows you that a scene is ending. So I had that here prepared. But when I, where is it? When I activated that, I realized that scene does not have the audio in there. So I switched to the stream ending, but then really abruptly it just cut out the audio, which was definitely not what should have happened. So let me see if I can just change that right here on the fly right now, so that there is actually audio coming through. So now I believe I did it right. As soon as I switch to stream ending, you can at least hear a little bit of audio while it's going out. It's not as important during this stream compared to the mix stream. For that mix stream, it was actually pretty horrendous to see. Like I was talking and all of a sudden, bang, you saw the stream ending, but I was still talking and people couldn't even hear me. So, all right. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Das Hog, I still see you over here. Wax Cutter, Rewind, Mixmaster G, Execution Style, and all of the people following in here. Philip Tan, Kenneth Vallejo, DJ Ego, all the way down. Jimmy Ligon, Gomez, Rob Manga, and it goes down, 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 down. Rostik, thank you for tuning in. I'm here every Wednesday starting at 7 CET. Check your local times. That could be morning, noon, midnight for you. I don't know. And every Monday, you can catch me here with the mix session, the Crates mix session. Marcella Sparker, salute to you as well. I'm going to hit the stream ending, and I'll see you next week. Philip Tan, have a great weekend, too. Salute, salute, salute. Oh, what? No, before I do that, I'm going to add one more thing. Because if I hit the Crates ending now, you're going to see Crates at the bottom. And we don't want to see Crates at the bottom because you're not tuned into Crates. You're tuned into to share the knowledge. Live stream. Bang, bang. There you go. All right. I'm going to hit this. Bang. Transition. Bye-bye. Now, if I'm right, you're still hearing me. If I didn't do it right, then you're not hearing me anymore. If you're still hearing me right now, let me know. Can you still hear me? Jimmy Ligon, have a good end of the week as well. DJ Invest, salute to you. See? All right. Vest, stop messing around. Y'all can hear me. All right, everyone. This is working as well. DJ Ego. See you next time. I'm out. Peace, DJ Mulberry. I see you. Bye-bye.